Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tyranny of Dragons. I'm Mr. DM, and with me are my fabulous players. Hello, fabulous players.
Hello.
Hi.
So we're going to get through some quick announcements, and then we will get right into it. So, first announcement for anyone who watches our Thursday stream of It's a Wild Mount. There's not enough wilds in there. We will not be streaming tomorrow. So there will be no stream. There'll be no D&D tomorrow, unfortunately. But we will be back the following week. But you get your D&D goodness this week from us here today. Second announcement is, as a reminder, and I've already seen them in chat coming in. You can do inspirations. You can use channel points to purchase inspirations for our fabulous players. You can do it up to 3 times. You can choose whether an individual gets one or if the group gets one. If the group gets one, they get to decide amongst themselves how it gets used. But if you're feeling saucy and randy and all of those weird verbs, you can purchase me inspiration. Like you do. Now, depending on the situation when at hand, it might help them, it might hurt them, but that's what the fun is all about. So, DM inspiration away, but remember you can only get 1 per session for moi. And once again, you can get up to 3 for each of for each session. And don't worry if those inspirations aren't used by the end of the session, you will be refunded all of those channel points, so you can use them again for another session. All right, and then I believe the last announcement is merchandise. I always talk about merchandise. I am super excited about merchandise simply because, yes, and you can see Julia. She's got her mug, as do I. Look at that. Cheers. Oh, the first one that comes up is Bocha. Sad face. But you can see all these wonderful, wonderful people on here. Put a cup in my face. I have to drink from it. But yes, wonderful merchandise. Again, it's our way of giving back to all of you who have supported all the great things that we're doing. And don't worry, soon enough we'll be getting some new merchandise with new character who dis from our very own Matt playing Vincent Hellgrave.
I really like a Ghost Check shirt. That'd be really super good for me.
Oh my god,
I'd wear
Ghost
that all
Check.
the time.
In the works.
Yes!
Perfect. In the works.
As soon as that's in the shops, that's the shirt I'm wearing.
Until then, you can buy a Bocek shirt and just poke holes in it.
Just bleach it.
Poke holes in it, put get ketchup packets and then just kind of like open them up on where the holes are. I'd be like, yeah, this is realistic. Realistic battle damage.
Just somehow attach of spears to the shirt in different spots.
Oh man, that would be an exclusive item right there. Just have like foam spears just sticking out of the shirt. Perfect. But yeah, no, a Ghost Check shirt is in the works. I'm trying to get it just right. So, yes,
I want a foam leg as merchandise. A foam Bocek leg that you can just buy.
Well, I have to write that down. Hold on.
What about an edible version?
For Glorple specifically.
Edible.
Cake.
Bocek.
Wait, what type of edibles are we talking about?
Bocek.
Edible Glorple.
Somebody who died, you don't
I'm
know.
not Glorple,
Yeah.
Bocek.
We could maybe there's a reward for the first person who cosplays a dead Bocek.
Oh man, I will say this. You're gonna hear it first right here. Anybody who cosplays as either Ghost Check or Bocek's dismembered leg, okay, send those pictures to playersandcreators@gmail.com, okay, and we will have a contest online, and the winner will get some free merch. I will. You know what? I will even say there will be first prize, second prize, and third prize. All of those prizes will get merch obviously at different levels. But I'm saying it right now. So if anybody wants to do that, feel free. I would love to see those pictures. I think that would be amazing, and we'll show them here on stream as well.
Perfect.
Because I think that would be hilarious as hell. But yeah, so all right, so that's the last. That last announcement went off the rails, but in a good way. But yes, I would love to see somebody cosplay Bochek's dismember. That would be amazing. But I'll settle for a ghost check. All right, so with that, announcements are done, and now we can finally get into our next session of Tyranny of Dragons. And we are back, folks. So, last time we met, you were making your way through the rest of this dragon hatchery. And you found a few things that were kind of interesting. You found some footprints, bloody footprints that seem to have been making their way through the caverns. You began following some of those footprints, going to locations within the hatchery that you hadn't been to previously. You did find, thankfully, through some very good rolls, that one location there was actually a trapped floor. You easily made your way through that, but there you also saw a drake nursery, which seems to be the location where they were breeding some of these guard drakes. They were smaller. Thankfully, they didn't seem too interested in attacking you. They seemed to be more interested in the food that they were eating at the time. So you just very quietly left them to their business and made your way on location. You did find the larder, which was also somewhat trapped. The leather strips having these barbed wires on them, which you were able to bypass and find all of the different types of animal carcasses and meats and that had been stored in this location. All while dragging along 3 black dragon eggs on a floating tensor's disk. Some of you having philosophical arguments and debates with each other on the true nature of unborn and unhatched dragons, which you didn't really finish, but you did come to you came to loggerheads essentially, but decided let's at the very least take them with us, use them as possible hostages, and then we'll decide once we're out of danger what to do. And continued through the cave system, making your way to what appeared to be what you found, and what Vincent had told you was the body dump. But you did see some shinies amongst the corpses and meats and bodies that were there. And upon going into the actual dump area and sifting through some of the things, you did find belt buckles and torn clothing and lots of different things. And some of you actually found some valuable items in there. Fortunately, there was something underneath these bodies which jumped out, and you all came to see these massive humanoid type creatures, thick hides, somewhat lizard-like, but not lizard-like in a way that you've seen previously, clawed hands. They kind of jumped out, and currently that is where we're at. You are in this body dump with these creatures beginning to attack you. So, before we roll initiative, Gorple, you have something?
Yeah, DM. Gorple has experienced lizard folk. Are these lizard folk?
These are not lizard folk.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's get some battle music going. And don't roll initiative yet. I get that going there. And
These lizards look like they skip leg day. I just want to point that out to you.
it's possible.
Like they got really tiny arms and tiny legs, so I'm just saying they may have skipped leg day.
It's possible. It's very possible.
Like really broad chest. Like they're buff.
They got
like,
biceps though.
They have like show muscles. They have like beach muscles.
Oh, they're bros.
All right.
Well, you gotta understand, the calves are the hardest place to put on mass.
Oh, actually, you don't have to roll initiative because you rolled initiative previously from last session before we left. So I still have those recorded. I love this.
Good, because I rolled really crappy just now, and hopefully I rolled better then.
All right. So that's sure that happened. Okay. And then, all right. So, let me see. I'm gonna make sure that everybody can see what's happening. All right. So, currently we have Gorple, Drovar, and Amala inside the actual body pit, the body dump. Basha, you are kind of on the lip, the edge of this that goes about 10 feet down. And Vincent, you are about 15, 20, it looks like 20, 25 feet behind Basha, lower than the actual the plateau that she's on. And the dragon eggs are kind of resting right next to Vincent. And as a reminder, Vincent currently happens to be on the edge of what you all discovered. Seems to be just this large cavern with these desiccated bat corpses all amongst the floor. And you did see groupings of bats on the ceilings as well. Drovar did discern that the bodies of some of these bats seem to be victims of sturges, but there has been no visual confirmation of that as of yet. But you know there's definitely bats there. So with that, top of the round, we have Amala. You have this creature in front of you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna S-word it.
S-word it. Yeah.
Nat 20 to start. Yeah,
nice. Baby. And actually, let me do my thing here, so we know which one you're hitting. The naming. Let the naming begin. There we go. All right. So you're going to be hitting old Dick. Richard. His name's Richard, but everybody calls him Dick.
Well, I've hit Dick for 25 damage.
Ooh, well, what did you hit? What did you get to hit him?
28 overall. I got a nat 20.
That's right. Yeah. So that definitely. So what was that again?
25 damage.
25 damage. All right. So as you hit Dick, Dick, who's kind of like reaching out, is like, you just kind of slice from forehead to sternum. And the skin and hide and muscles are pretty thick. So you don't actually go through him and kind of bisect him, unfortunately. But the skin does open up and things start to fall out. Blood, and as you get to the sternum, intestines and other internal organs begin to kind of fall out as he just drops to the ground. No longer a problem.
Perfect. All right. I'm going to move up, and am I able to do my secondary attack?
Yeah, you have
Charles.
You have movement. Yeah, you can run up on good old Chuck there. Yeah.
Perfect. And I'm going to do my secondary attack of my S word.
Go for it.
18 to hit.
18 does hit.
Perfect. 12 damage.
Ooh, yeah, you slice into good old Chuck there, and Chuck's like, looks really rough, but is still standing. Yeah, it's just blood. Blood is just gushing from the cut that you just made, and doesn't look like he's got long to last, but he's still standing. All right. Anything else? You got a bonus action that you want to use, or are you good to go?
I think I'm okay for right now,
Oh.
since we're starting this fight.
Alrighty. Drovar, it is now your turn.
Right. You boys should have stayed in the bones. Okay, I will just move. Actually, no, I'm not going to move. I'll just start with a swing here. Let's just try to finish off this guy.
Okay.
I will rage,
Alrighty.
just to be sure. Seeing how quickly these things are falling to pieces, it's like I'm not going to have any Dragonborn Paladin outkill me. I will go reckless and just go for advantage here on Chuck.
Go for it.
That's 2 natural 19s.
Ooh.
Okay, so yeah,
Definitely
that
hits.
Definitely 13 damage.
13. Yeah, Chuck just is just barely standing. He's trying to reach out with his claws at you, specifically at you, Drovar, when he just got slashed in the back. And as he kind of turns, you see exactly where Amala cut deep. And you go, yep, that's where I'm going to hit now, too. And your axe just buries itself into his back. You feel the spinal cord snap. And it just kind of folds backwards. The muscle doesn't allow a full folding. It's kind of like, it looks more like an A now. It's kind of rather than just straight. But he falls over and is not a threat anymore.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop writing their names down because I keep crossing them out one turn later.
All right, I will just try to keep going, get 2 in 1 round here, and go for the other guy. Who
Okay.
is that? Bart.
Okay. Yeah, he seems fancy, so maybe Bartholomew. But yeah.
Oh, no. Bartholomew, I believe I will hit him with a 23.
That does hit. You see like a broken monocle hanging from some of the spikes on his skin, so he seems fancy.
Okay, well, he's got 10 damage.
10 damage, yeah. So as you slice into Bart, doing a massive amount of damage to him, he just still standing.
That's my go.
All right. All right. So Vincent, it's not your turn yet. However, as this fight is going on and the sounds of battle are now beginning to echo throughout this chamber, and it's very, very clear where you are, you begin to hear above you. and you begin to see the bats above you begin to kind of flutter and make their way down. And you see coming down from the ceiling a large swarm of bats coming down. Pretty much they're about 10 feet away from you, but they are coming down very, very quickly. It seems like the sounds of all of the fighting has disturbed them somewhat. Which now brings us to Gwarple. Gwarple, it is now your turn.
All right, so I wipe my talon across my skin, and I will attack Arthur.
All right. Make a swipe at good old Artie.
AC 25.
Definitely hits.
7 damage, and I need a con save versus poison.
All right, so Artie takes 7. And Constitution. That is going to be a big fat 9.
Take the big fat 2 poison.
All right. So you seem somewhat definitely poisoned, definitely took the damage. Doesn't seem resistant to the poison, but it doesn't seem to hit him as hard as he would have liked. And it's just like,
All right. I will follow through with a second attack.
go for it.
Yeah, AC 19.
Does hit.
6 more.
All right. Yeah, it's this time just seems to be reeling from your first attack when you just back swipe and slash through, and you can see some of the barbs. Like the skin is very scaly and rough, but there are like these small like spikes sticking out of some of the flesh, and you just slice right through them, and Artie falls to the ground. All right.
I'll kind of hop over there to pin this guy in place.
Okay. Vincent, you begin to hear more bat screeches, and you see further into the cavern more swarms of bats beginning to just drop from the ceiling.
Oh, goody.
All right. And with that, it is now your turn, Vincent.
How high up is this ceiling?
Ceiling's about 30 feet high.
Perfect. So let's see here. Let me just count something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, centered right on this spot. That gets all 3 swarms within 30 feet plus the ceiling, but keeps it out of range of me.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent's eyes are going to turn quickly and look like those of a green dragon's, and I'm going to use a sorcery points to transmute spell Fireball, so the Fireball is a poison ball.
Okay.
So, no explosion for a cave-in.
Okay. Let's see. 5, 10. Okay. So 20 foot radius. This the swarm closest to you, unfortunately, will not get hit from where you centered it. If you want to try and hit it, I would probably say your best bet would probably be like around this area.
All right, yeah. Yeah, right there then.
Okay.
Sorry. For some reason I thought Fireball was 30. I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's a 20 foot radius. So.
All right. So yeah, I'll cast it right there, trying to catch as many bats as I can.
Okay.
And about 10 feet off of the ground, so it's more going upwards towards the ceiling.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So they need to make a dexterity what?
Dexterity saving throw of 15.
15. This should be interesting. All right. So it's a failure. Failure. least I'm not rolling ones. Oh, that almost was a success. All right, so the swarms of bats failed. All right, so roll damage.
That is going to be 23 poison damage.
Okay, so as you cast the spell, transmuting the magic into poison, you just watch as instead of a red ball, a green ball just leaves your hand, and as it does, instead of an explosion, you hear almost like a very, very loud fart. But the deadliest fart ever. And you watch as these swarms of bats begin to drop. And as you see them drop to the ground, you also begin to see bats from the ceiling begin to, individual, not swarms, but just begin to drop until it looks for a moment like it is raining bats. All right.
Did you just Ozzy Osbourne this cave?
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Do I see Sturges amongst the bat corpses?
Not as of yet. Not as of yet. So you do have movement if you'd like to take it.
I'm going to saunter over to. How much movement would it take to traverse this ledge? Is that going to be double movement?
That's about, I believe we said that's about 10 feet. Actually, no, that one's 5 feet. So without any problem, you're able to kind of get up there.
And I'm going to move over to the ledge over here and just turn to Basha. That problem's taken care of.
Okay.
Good. One less thing I have to worry about.
All right. Vincent, I need you to roll a d20 for me, please.
Absolutely. That's a 10.
And all right. No problem. No issues. All righty. So Vincent, yeah, you move there. And now the bat noises have ceased at this point. Well, the majority of them. There does seem to be, above where you were standing, a large kerfuffle, if you will, of bat noises, and also but that's about all you hear. Alrighty, so with that, Basha, it is now your turn.
Fucking avocados, I say. So I'm gonna look down and assume that what's the last guy left? Bartholomew down there is probably gonna be taken care of by those two. I'm gonna be like, all right, I want to turn around and look up and see if I see any of these sturges that we can now hear like way up there buzzing around.
All right, so where you specifically are, you take a look up. Roll me a perception check, please.
Sure.
And you're wearing your goggles, right?
I am.
Okay.
That was still only a 6.
You can add your D4 if you want.
Oh, wait. Yes, I will. Let's see. It's still going to be shitty, but it's a 9.
9. Okay. Yeah, you kind of look up, and directly above you, there doesn't seem to be a lot of movement or bats or anything that you can see. They seem to be focused more in this area, and you can kind of see them right on the edge. And they're moving so much, it's a little disturbing. The ceiling looks like it's writhing. It's a little disturbing, but again, you rolled very low, so to your eyes, that are also kind of unaccustomed to seeing in dark vision, the ceiling looks like it's writhing.
Why is the ceiling moving like that? Was that in my entire action just to roll that perception check?
No.
It's up to you.
No.
Okay, alright. Well then, I'm gonna move back up to the eggs. I'll be like, alright, I'm going back up there, so that I could, like, be by the eggs.
Okay.
5, 10, 15. How much is it to get up this, or is it just a slope?
It's just a slope. It's 5 feet.
Okay.
It's 5 feet going up, so
Yeah.
it's not a problem.
So Jan and I are gonna come back up here, and I'm basically gonna hold an action for if a Sturge dives, I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost at it as soon as it dives, like close enough for me to hit it, which would be within a range of 120 feet.
Oh yeah,
if I can see it.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. So you're just kind of waiting, and you see the bats. You hear the sturges. You definitely recognize the actual noise of them, but they seem the sound to your ears seems muffled. But it's definitely the sound of a sturge, or multiple sturges.
Avocados!
Thank God we're safe in this pit of bones and corpse-eating humanoids. Phew, what a lucky break.
Alrighty. So with that, Bartholomew, it's Bartholomew's turn because he's the only one left. Okay. Any other? All right. So this is going to be interesting. I need Warple and Drovar to please make me a Constitution. Actually, Warple, you don't have to. But Drovar.
Oh,
yeah.
You're a stinky boy. I love stinky people.
Yeah. So Drovar, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please. And that
Is this
it is
poison
based.
effect?
Yes. So you have advantage.
Woohoo!
I like this guy's musk. Smells good. You have that D4, Drovar.
Oh, I'm throwing it in there. 16.
All right. So yeah, there is this stench just emanating from this creature. At first, you thought it was probably the pit of bodies. No, it is definitely coming from Bartholomew. But
I
thankfully,
thought they smelled bad on the inside.
He's a carrion eater. That's what that smell is.
and
When you eat the dead, that's what happens.
and considering, you kind of like almost feel like you're about to retch. You kind of just take a deep breath. Unfortunately, catching more of the stench, making you gag just a little more, and just kind of like settle yourself. And thankfully, you are not affected by its stench. But it is going to make its multi-attack on you. It gets
And
3 attacks.
and it does have advantage because I went reckless.
So it is going to, the first thing it's going to try and do is claw at you, reach out to claw at you. And that's going to be a 16 to hit.
Yep.
So your first, you will take, and you are raging, so that is 5 reduced to 2.
Oh.
The second claw attack, that's going to be a 13. I don't think that hits you.
Nope.
And then it is going to try and bite you. Yeah, that's a miss. That's a 12. So it's very, very hurt, and it's trying its best. You get the impression that it's used to not dealing with moving bodies so much, and misses you on 2 of those.
Down there.
Yeah. And then, yeah, it's just because he's gonna stay right there. All right, so the rest of them are no bueno. All right, so Basha, you see coming down, you do see kind of breaking through kind of the carpet of bats on the ceiling. These larger reddish creatures who are making this loud noise. So you can, since you're holding your action, you can take your attack on the first one that you see.
Oh, definitely gonna do that. And I'll be like, they're coming! Does a 13 hit?
It just misses.
Does my okay? Well, wait. Does the emboldening bond work for attacks as well?
Yeah, it's a
Gene?
new,
Oh,
it's
cool.
a new turn. Yep.
So that changes it to a 15.
15.
So that's
That
better.
does hit.
Yay! I'm glad I asked that. Ugh, it's only 3 damage. Really? That's so shitty. 2d8s and it's 3? Are you kidding me? Whatever. It's fine.
3 damage?
3 cold damage, but the other thing is that they are slowed by 10 feet.
Okay. Well, as you hit this creature as it comes down, it does explode.
Oh, well, then there you go.
And it explodes and blood begins to just drip down as the rest of its body just drops to the ground. The bats seem to be making their way out of this tunnel now. They are clearing the ceiling due to Vincent's poison explosion. But that is also beginning to make way for the rest of these sturges who seem to have been hidden underneath all of the bats. And they begin coming down from the ceiling.
No. Oh no. Guys, a little help, please!
Maybe get back then.
I can't leave the eggs!
All right.
We can't.
There are hostages!
There's nobody here.
No, they can't be 2 francs. All right.
Oh my god.
There we go.
I'm gonna die up here. It's
2
fine.
francs.
Frankly, that's ridiculous.
Franks and beans. All right, there we go. All right, so you did get rid of that with your first shot, but you watch as they begin dropping from the ceiling, and flying over to you and to the eggs.
Dislike.
I'm sorry. So do that. All right. So first thing that's going to happen is we have 1, 2, 3 of the sturges are going to attack. We'll do them one at a time.
Okay, because I'm gonna shield the first attack, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So Dave, we're gonna call that one Dave. Dave is going to make an attack on you.
Shield.
And that's going to be a 15 to hit.
So it would hit, but with the shield, I think that means it doesn't hit, right? Because it's a +5.
It's
so
+5.
now
Yeah,
it's
you have a 20
AC
until the
now.
start of your next turn.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, so you just watch as it kind of, and it looks like it's going to hit, and then just bounces off of your arcane shield.
Also, your AC should be 16.
And we'll call that one Crazy Chris. Crazy Chris is only because I just saw something where somebody was called Crazy Chris like 2 seconds ago before we started. He's going to attack, and that's going to be a 20 to hit. A dirty 20.
That does hit.
Not natural, but dirty 20.
No, your AC is 21 because your
Why
base
is
is
it
16.
21? I don't
You
understand.
get 2 from the braces of armor class, 1 from the staff of defense, 3 from mage armor. So you have a 16 base with shield. You have a 21. I just know everyone's character sheet.
No. Okay.
Are you?
All right. Well, then I guess it doesn't.
Well, do you have the
I
staff of
don't know.
defense equipped?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I've been carrying it around this whole time, so
Yeah.
I have it.
All
Oh,
right.
do I have it equipped in my sheet though? Good
Yeah.
question, because they always every time they update it, like yeah, no, it's equipped, so
Okay.
it should be on there.
All right.
You sure it's 21, babe?
3 from mage armor, 2
Yeah, I
from
know,
bracers of
but-
defense, 1 from the staff of defense, base AC 16. You cast shield, that's a 21.
Okay. I trust your math.
Okay. So 20, dirty 20 does not hit then. And then let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them are going to begin swarming one of the eggs.
No, the eggs.
Oh,
Oh no! What a
Stop.
problem! Oh,
Oh, no.
stop!
the horror.
And you just watch as they actually begin to latch on. So B, F, H, and G literally just latch on to the side of the eggs and plunge their proboscises into one of the eggs. They're all on
No,
they're all
stop,
on
come
one egg.
back.
I know, it's terrible, right? And they are going to actually, we won't, because of this particular. Yeah, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do this. So 4. Wow. 7. 4. And 4. Okay, yeah. You just watch as they, and you just see these large cracks where their proboscises have just entered the egg, and you can now hear the sucking sound, and you can see like this viscous fluid beginning to fall from the actual holes that they've made, but not a lot, as they are now sucking up what they can out of this egg. The egg, you're not sure exactly what's going on with the egg, but it doesn't look good. And then the other ones are, let's see. Yeah, that's all their movement. So the other ones are beginning to also kind of try and make their way over the rest of their companions to get to the rest of you. But they've used all their movement so far.
It's like an egg smoothie.
Smoothie. All right. But yeah, as I said, there doesn't seem to be anything going on with the bats, other than they seem to be making a mass exodus out of this cavern right now. Which brings us back to Amala.
Perfect. Can you remind me how tall these ledges are, so I know how much movement I have?
So these ledges, this one here is 10 feet, and this ledge over here is 5 feet. So you're kind of 10 feet down into this pit area. To climb up to climb up those 10 feet will be an extra. Basically, it'll be considered difficult terrain. Those 10 feet, but then as you get up, the rest of it is fine.
All right. So with my movement, I have 30, I believe.
5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you can get up right next to Vincent, and that'll be 20 feet.
All right, and then I can get to the bottom over here before going up the extra 5 feet up to Basha. All right.
All right.
Alrighty, and then from there, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast. Where is it at? I'm going to cast Shield of Faith. Because how long does the shield last for you, Basha?
Until the end
of my
Okay, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on Basha.
Until the beginning of her next turn.
All right, so Shield of Faith on Basha then, so you get +2 to your AC.
Nice.
You,
okay.
You are the most buff wizard.
Damn. Yeah, we're trying to figure out why it's not calculating right. Gene and I are trying to figure it out via Messenger. I don't know.
I literally clicked on your
what's wrong with
sheet,
it.
clicked on all your mods on your AC, and it should calculate right, but it's not displaying it right to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it's doing.
All right. Well, yeah, we can figure it out later. I trust you. It's no problem.
All right, I think I'm just going to leave it for there right now. I wanted to do something, but I'm going to wait till I get up next to Basha.
Okay. No problem.
Because I don't think I can reach D from where I'm standing, correct?
No, you need a reach of 10 feet to do that.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. All right. So that's Mala's turn. Drovar, it is now your turn.
All right, let's put Bartholomew out of his misery. Okay, I'm not gonna go reckless, but
yeah, he looks really rough.
yeah. Natural 19, so yeah, 28.
Definitely hits.
And 10 points of damage, I figure, is good night, Bartholomew.
Oh yeah. So as Bartholomew's trying to kind of bite at you and claw at you, his movements are super sluggish, as he's just losing so much blood at this point. Which again, now you can see it's it's kind of like this blackish ichor. It's just like really nasty, and it smells so bad. But
I gotta go.
Yeah, but you make it. You make the hit, and Bartholomew drops to the ground, making this kind of noise, and it's not a problem anymore.
All right, so let's see. I got with my boots, I can get some height for a springing thing. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, going in a direct diagonal puts. I would leap right into that stalagmite.
Okay. But you'd make it onto the plateau there. That's small.
Yes, but I could leap up to the plateau. So
Okay.
just spring up there. So 1, 2. That's 3 squares. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Can I just jump on little Bert? The sturge down there.
I will say, make me a dexterity, just a straight dexterity check.
Okay.
I want to see what happens.
Well, I will do my best not to disappoint. Total of 19.
All right, yeah, you are able, without any problems, to kind of 3-point superhero landing right below, but you're not on it, because it's kind of like flying in the air. You are definitely within melee of it.
Yes, I will take a swing at Bert. And let's see how we do.
And it is attached to one of the eggs.
It's like, oh, get off of there. Okay, 14.
14 does hit. I'm just going to put these red rings around the ones that are attached to the eggs, so you can see what they look.
9 damage to Bert.
9 damage. We'll do it as Bert begins to explode, and you just watch that there's like this mixture of blood, but also this kind of like viscous ooze, and the body does not leave the actual egg. The proboscis is just so deep in the egg that now it's almost funneling this ooze that's inside the egg out of its busted body.
So it's like a maple tree syrup spout kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I probably just like take the axe instead of like instead of swinging at it. I'm just basically like, use it like a scraper and just just like with the beak still in there. I'm like, and I just look at the egg. It's like, oh, that's not good.
All right, but it's no longer moving, so it doesn't seem like it's an issue. At least for you.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm away from that smell.
All right.
And I'm done.
Okay. So next up is Gwarple. Vincent, you're on deck.
All right. So I kind of sheath Talon and I draw Grain Seeker and I do a standing leap. At the peak of my leap, I'm going to fire 2 arrows, one at D and one at C.
One at D and C. Okay. Gotcha. Do you want to move a little closer, or?
Yeah, I'm moving 25 feet, but
Gotcha.
I'm at the peak of my leap, I'm going to shoot.
Perfect. Yeah, go for
it. AC 15.
Does hit.
8 piercing.
Yep. Yeah. D immediately explodes at your feet, Basha, as it was trying to attack you.
And my second attack. I rolled a 16 on the die.
Yep. Definitely hits.
And I do 7.
Yeah, that one just explodes. Thankfully, all over your arcane shield and not you, because it looks pretty gross.
So I see a bunch of Sturges latched on to the one.
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if that's going to survive. And there's a whole bunch of other sturges.
Yeah.
Which egg did it latch onto? Is it the one that I already damaged or other ones?
You'd have to get closer to see if it was the one that you damaged.
Then I will, as a bonus action, cast Sanctuary on the middle egg that is not being attacked currently.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, just so you're all aware, there I just put one egg there, but technically the 3 eggs.
Yeah. So middle
it's-
boy has a Sanctuary spell, DC 13 Wisdom save to bypass it.
DC 13. Okay, good to know. Thank you. All right. Perfect. So, all right. So
They're pure until proven otherwise, and a shield fucking erupts around it.
Zoom. All right. Good turn. Good turn. Vincent, it is now your turn. Basha on deck.
Yep.
Okay, so as a bonus action, while I'm running over towards where the sturges and the eggs are, my eyes are going to, real quick, look like a red dragon's. I'm going to look at the egg, look back at the little frogman, look at the egg, and instead they're going to look like a black dragon's as I cast Dragon's Breath on my cat as a bonus action.
Okay.
For my actual action, I'm going to use the cantrip Acid Splash. I need Sturge F and E to make dexterity saving throws.
All right. So F. Okay. All right. So dexterity. So F gets a 19.
Passes.
And the other one gets a 9.
That one failed.
Okay.
The one that fails takes 5 acid damage. The one that passes doesn't take any because it's a cantrip.
Gotcha. All right. So Edgar goes and explodes in a wet blood bubble of acid.
At that point, the cat is going to use its movement to jump in front of me and use its action to actually Dragon's Breath. I think that'll catch F, H, K, and G.
Yeah, it's a cone, right?
Yep.
So yeah, it absolutely catch them.
And if it scrapes one of the eggs, it's a black dragon, so it's immune to acid.
All right.
Nice.
So I need them to make a dexterity saving throw now.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So first one, what's the DC?
15.
Okay, first one is a success. It's a nat 20. Second is a 16, so success. Third is a failure, 6. Fourth failure, 8. And last one is also a failure, 7.
All right, the ones that failed take 10 acid damage. The one that passes takes 5.
Okay.
As the cat spits out a bunch of acid.
Pick up and just sprays acid, and you just watch as the bodies of all of these creatures, even the ones that succeeded, begin dissolving away. F, H, and G, however, while their bodies are dissolved and they are not currently a threat, their proboscises are still stuck in the egg, and much like the other one that Drovar had done away with, you just watch as this viscous fluid is now just kind of spurting out of the back end of the proboscis. It's kind of like it looks like little waterfalls of viscous ooze coming out of these proboscises on around this egg that they would attach to. But they are not. The bodies are completely dissolved and don't seem to be an issue.
I would not want to clean up that hairball, just saying.
And immediately your cat just begins cleaning itself. Seemingly,
And that's how I'll end my turn.
yeah, seemingly proud. All right, good turn, good turn. All right, Basha, it is now your turn.
I'm gonna glare at this remaining Sturge and raise a finger and be like, I remember, and I'm gonna firebolt it like I used to do.
Okay, so you raise a finger.
Ooh,
And
wait,
you
emboldening
fireball.
bond. Emboldening bond. Firebolt, not ball.
Oh,
My
no,
God.
yeah.
All right, 16 to hit.
Does
not with the emboldening bond.
Does hit, yeah.
The power of friendship.
It's gonna take 9 fire damage.
And you just watch as it explodes into a charcoal bloody mess, and is no longer an issue. And as you kind of look around, and you do still hear kind of the bats, but they are definitely leaving this cavern en masse, flying along the tops of the ceilings. Don't see any other sturges or any other dangers at this moment.
I'm gonna head up to that leaking egg to see if I can tell stuff.
Okay, make a perception or investigation check, your choice.
It is omelet.
That'll be a 24 perception.
24, yeah. So you can see that these sturges were not all in the same area. 2 of them were towards the top, 1 in the middle, and 1 towards the bottom. So the 2 proboscises towards the top, they seem to be not leaking anymore. But the one in the middle and the one at the bottom are still leaking.
Being that I understand how at least lizards should work,
Mm-hmm.
would I imagine that a pierced egg in this manner, it is probably a dead creature?
It's
Or
probably,
can I make
if it's not dead yet, it probably will be very soon.
All right, can I essentially try to like patch the shell using like bandages and stuff just so that it stops leaking?
Sure. I'll say make.
Why?
I will say, and I'll leave this up to you. Make a medicine or survival check.
They are the same exact stat.
Okay.
With my emboldening bond, it's a 22.
22. Okay. Yeah, you are able to kind of get some. You have some rags and ripped up clothing in your bag, and you very carefully begin to kind of pull the proboscis out and kind of stuff the hole. And the holes aren't very large; they're maybe like a half an inch to an inch wide. And you're able to kind of stuff those holes, but also use the existing kind of blood and gore that's kind of surrounding these eggs to kind of also make a stopper on both of the middle and the bottom proboscis. The top doesn't seem to be an issue. You kind of yank them out. And
Yeah, and I still want to seal it because you want to seal the environment.
Right.
And I go, and as I kind of doing this, I go, I'm not going to use magic to heal them to waste our resources, but I'm going to at least attempt. It's probably going to die, and I'm okay with that. I just want you to know this.
All right.
Well, also
Check-
they won't be able to tell if you bandage it right. They won't see that it's broken, so we can still use it as hostage, I guess. So
I don't see a point of keeping them as hostages anymore. It looks like this place they bailed on us.
Okay, but here's
unless
the
they're
thing.
still here somewhere.
None of us saw them leave on our way when we were resting. When I talked to my 2 friends who I sent to the bar, they didn't mention anything about the bosses leaving, and we saw that those bloody footprints were pretty recent. They might be waiting out at the mouth of that cave for us to ambush us. That's what I would do.
Well, then,
We'll give it a good check on the way out. But
yeah, maybe we could go out invisibly. I can make some of us invisible just to be safe on our way out. you know?
Now, one of those folk is a wizard, right?
We saw magical darkness. I don't.
So, entirely possible they could have done exactly what you do, Basha, and that's why we didn't notice them leave.
What, be invisible? Yes.
Keep in mind, they could be out there, or they could have decided we don't need to deal with this.
Listen. They could have magically teleported. I don't know, but I'm just saying that if I were to ambush a bunch of people who are trying to solve this problem, why would they abandon their eggs Those seem pretty important to a dragon cult. I don't know. Back me up on this, Vincent. Am I right, wrong?
Oh, very important.
So they wouldn't do that. So they're going to let us fight our way through, get injured, and then attack us when we're weakest. So here's my thought. Let's head toward the fungus patch. Because if they left through that fungus patch, that's the only way we wouldn't have seen them leave. And then, but also, if they're walking through a fungus patch, it's pretty easy to track. So we can see if there are fresh prints, and then we could sneak our way toward the edge of the cave and attack them before they see us. I know that I can blend into these rocks, and I kind of like predator blend into the rocks because my camo's still up.
Yeah, where'd he go?
And I kind of pop back out. They're not going to see me. Basha can turn people invisible.
One person invisible.
Yes.
Yes, Vincent.
You're wearing your necklaces?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I can make a big old cloud of fog that they won't be able to see through.
Ooh. Okay, well, why don't we do that if they're there? Let's go, let's do what Corporal says, walk towards fungus and see if there's tracks and how recent they are.
Okay. Now
Because
let's get whatever. There was some stuff in those bones that was worth grabbing before.
I got
these
a
things
bag.
came out. You got your stuff. You got the goodies.
Yes, I got my goodies.
All
I
right,
got a bag
let's-
of like money and stuff, I think.
Yeah,
Ooh,
well,
money.
Yeah. No, that's good. God, the smell is bad enough. I'm not going back in there if I don't have to. I'm glad you got this.
I mean, honestly, it's not that bad. It just smells like a dank swamp. It's just decay.
Could be worse.
Vincent, I need you to make a history check for me with advantage.
$18.
18. You would know, Vincent, not specifically from the group here in the hatchery, but just in general from your upbringing and from some of the things that you've been taught, that while dragon eggs are absolutely important, they never put a whole clutch of eggs in one spot together. So you start putting that together, and then you realize you only found 3 eggs, and there's usually more than 3 eggs in a clutch. This is probably not the only group of black dragon eggs, at least not here.
So, do I think there would be more in the cave, or do I think that they probably have another hiding place for the rest?
They probably have another hiding place, not necessarily close to here.
So, quick point, guys. As important as these eggs might be to them, I find it doubtful they'd keep the whole lot of them in one spot. As good of a hostage as these are, they probably have backup somewhere else.
I'm all for checking to make sure that we don't get ambushed. I've got a feeling these guys decided to quit while they're ahead. I mean, we worked our way through a whole bunch of their defenses. If they've got a bigger plan, they've got no reason to stand here and fight to the death. They want to finish their agenda. They've got their goddess or whatever to get treasure for, so they're just gonna leave.
That's fair, but if they left via walking, they had a small group of kobolds, a giant fucking half-dragon, and this lady who was covered in blood. They're gonna leave tracks. If they actually marched, we could easily catch up on them.
No, you're probably right. I think the kobolds, though, I think we killed the last of those. I think they left them behind to slow us down.
That could be right, but that's a big-ass half-dragon. I'm sorry, I doubt it can hide its tracks unless it teleported.
Visible.
No, if
Right,
they
but
walked
true.
out. No, if they walked out, I think you're probably going to be able to find a trail. But I'd put money down. The trail we're going to find, if we find any footprints, they're walking away. But hey, I'm going to be ready if they try to.
My thought is, we're going to Elturil, right? Anyway, that's
I think
they're-
so.
if
I
they're
think that's the
if
name.
they're heading. There's no point in going back to Greenest. That's just hours out of the way. We can start heading that way, and if they happen to be along the path, or our path leads us to them, because also we can get answers that, unfortunately, Vincent, good for you staying low, but you don't know that we might need to be able to truly stop whatever's happening.
Yeah, sure. I'll go wherever you guys are.
Okay,
Lead
so
the way, please.
Yeah, let's
I-
make our way out.
stealthily head toward the fungus patch because I know that fucking Vincent blew away 1,000 fucking bats, so I can't track through that.
Okay. All right.
So
So
many
I
dots.
need a stealth check from all of you. We'll start with that. Sabasha, what'd you get?
15.
You all have
on.
plus 10.
Does that? So then 25.
25.
Does that shield of faith go away? By the way, Amala.
It lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, last 10 minutes.
Okay.
Is the bond still up, or is that
Yep.
expired?
It's 10 minutes as well.
All right.
Is the 10 the plus 10 for all of us, Gene?
Correct. I have not
Okay.
dropped concentration on pass without a trace
Yeah.
yet.
All right. Gorple, what'd you get?
I only got I think it was like a 39, I think.
Jesus Christ. I don't even know why I ask you anymore.
So Gorple just walks through my apartment somehow? Like,
Yeah. He's
Hey
just
guys,
in the
like
I'm
background.
gonna borrow some coffee. Just keeps going.
The fuck is it? Why is there a big frog man in my living room? What the fuck? Vincent, what'd you get?
23.
23. Right. Amala.
I'm so glad for that plus 10. So 14.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'd be a 4. Clank, 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 clank.
Nice. Drovar.
Clankety clank clank clank.
29.
29.
No, wait. No, actually, no. 32.
Ooh. Very nice. Getting those Gorple numbers up there. Look at that. All right. So that's your stealth check. Now I need perception checks at disadvantage.
I have light up.
I
I have Lightbringer up.
This has more to do with the swarm of dead bodies of animals on the ground, more than light. All right,
Disadvantage.
at disadvantage. So Basha, what'd you get?
I'm sorry. This was perception.
Perception, yeah.
Sorry, I did not roll. Hold on. 21.
Nice. Gorple.
I rolled natural 1, so I'm like, well, I could look around. And I just start eating bats as we go.
Yeah, they taste
Um,
a little weird, but not bad.
Careful, those are probably pretty heavily poisoned.
Oh, great.
Doesn't phase
My
it at
favorite
all.
spice. And I just eat another one.
Yeah.
Like Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah. Vincent, what'd you get?
I also got a natural 1. So I'm just horrified by watching the little frogman eat the bats.
Yeah, you just like watch it in my gross gullet because I'm a fucking frog.
It's just getting bigger and bigger.
Yep. And Basha's ignoring all of you, which is why she's rolled a 21.
Amala, what'd you get?
11.
11.
I'm like half horrified, but also still trying to like walk ahead of them.
Yeah. Drover?
Drover just kind of glances at like the shape of bat wings pressing against his throat sac for a second. He's like, oh. And I got a 16.
16,
perception,
okay.
and I just like, I've seen this.
All right. So as you're slowly making your way towards the which you know to be the fungus patch, and the floor is now littered, and now you can also see amongst the bodies of bats, there are also at least another dozen or so bodies of sturges as well. You couldn't see that earlier, Vincent, just because of how far away you were. But you definitely not only got the bats, most of the bats out of the way, definitely got a whole other group of sturges as well.
Oh, wait, those juice boxes are full. So I'm just going to take a sturge, bite it off, be like, oh, I need that sturge. And I just start taking proboscises as I eat sturges.
Absolutely, not a problem.
Just fucking Capri Sunning a sturge with its own proboscis.
Now is it proboscis or probosci?
Well,
Like,
I don't know.
Proboscis?
I need multiples because I got to make arrows out of them. It's going to be really cool.
Would it be proboscis? I don't know.
Probosci, we'll call it. I don't know.
Sure. I
Sure.
don't know.
Can I roll a d12 to see how many probosci I can collect?
Actually, I'll say roll me a d8.
Eight, because I'm a master hunter.
Nice, yeah, without any question. Again, the bodies seem mostly intact. They took no damage to them other than the fall, but because they were pretty filled with blood, they bounced more than they actually splatted.
I have 9.
Yeah, you love those descriptions, right? So anyway, so as this moving monument to horrific eating happens, and most of you are just either fascinated or horrified or a little bit of both as this is going on. Drovar and Basha, you as you're getting closer to what seems to be the crossing over into the fungus cavern, there are less bodies of bats and sturges, and you definitely are now able to see the ground a little clearer. And you do see what looks like 3 sets of humanoid bloody footprints that have kind of made their way into, and they seem rather fresh. They don't seem to be older or what have you, and they kind of seem familiar to the ones that you had noticed earlier through your trek through the caverns. One set of these bloody humanoid footprints seems larger than the other 2, much larger. But they definitely make their way through, at least into the fungus cavern.
They definitely went into here. See, look, Gorple, pay attention.
What? Oh yeah, okay. And I kind of scramble up. Sorry, I got distracted. There was a lot of free food.
Put those proboscises down. I looked it up.
No, perfect. You're not my real dad.
You don't know your real dad. Anyway,
yes, I do. We have a breeding pool. Anyway,
Okay.
I head over to Basha. What's up?
Look at tracks. So there's 3 sets, and they're the one bloody prince, and then the one is much larger than the other. See?
I'm gonna touch the blood to kind of see its tackiness to see how old it is, like how old these footprints are.
Make me a survival check with advantage.
Through the power of friendship, 21.
Very fresh. You at least within the hour.
Okay, so at most, I kind of like touch. They got an hour lead on us. That's at most. This blood is not dried. It's only slightly tacky. So I think we should move stealthily. They could be waiting outside. Heck, they could be in this fungal patch if they're invisible. I don't know. But they're only an hour ahead of us. I think because we didn't see bloody footprints when we walked into the cave.
No.
So they have to have left a little while ago. They might be waiting right outside that cave to ambush us. I'm sorry, that's what I would do. If I got a powerful wizard on my side.
Let's, if I could use a little something to, make me feel a little healthier. I'm doing all right, but if we're going to get to a scrap with a couple of those guys,
I agree.
Being at my best.
Are we allowed to drink our potions?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want at this point.
Yay!
Does anybody? I can make.
Vincent did offer to heal you guys last night, and you absolutely refused him. I don't know. Maybe you should.
We had a night's sleep ahead of us, and we were grieving and watching you eat the remains of his leg.
You should olive branch and maybe ask him for help. I'm a little hurt, Vincent, but I'd rather you help my friends if they're able to get over their pride.
I have a scratch. Look, I'm missing 1 hit point. I have a scratch, but that's it. I'm fine. You don't need to heal that. It's okay.
How about you two?
Vincent, I could use a hit if you've got one.
Yeah, not a problem.
Olive branch. Olive branch.
I'm
I
gonna
picture
walk
that
on.
we're actually chanting that right now.
I'm gonna walk up to Drovar and say good game, give him a slap on the butt, and cast Cure Wounds. Heal 8.
So Mala's going to take out her potion and just look at both Gorble and Vincent and just drink her potion.
It's a waste of a resource. It's a waste of a thing, but that's fine, buddy.
All right. Anything else?
No follower of Tiamat is going to heal me.
Wow.
He's technically not a follower of
anymore.
Tiamat. He specifically said that. He wants to eat her soul.
He still is. I don't care.
Said it multiple times. It's fine. Purge the unworthy and all that. I tell you what, I'll tell you where their village is and you can go raid it with one of your metallic dragons.
we'll discuss later.
All right. So
Let's keep going here.
I think
All right.
we should A, follow the path they walked, because that's probably the safe path through the mushrooms. But B, I think we need to be as quiet as possible, as stealthy as possible, and try to either get out of the cave without them seeing us to ambush them. I know that I can probably get out of the cave without being seen. I don't know about all of you.
Yeah, no, I can make. DM, didn't I use my necklace to get into the cave this morning?
Yeah, you used it.
So,
yes, and so your invisibility is already done for the day.
Right.
All right.
So
How about-
I can make. I'm gonna say 2 people invisible. And I'd probably want to include myself in that, but that's it, because I wouldn't want to do... I can do the spell a couple times, but I wouldn't want to do it all of the times that I can do it, if you follow me.
Right.
So.
What if we get through the fungus here, we get up into that entrance cavern, and we kind of just wait right about here. And if Corporal goes and takes a look outside, if he gets into trouble, we're close enough, we should be able to get to him fast. But we're not just walking right up to the entrance and waiting to see if they throw, like, some fire or dragon's breath at us or whatever.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try to get through here, make sure they're not here, and then we'll go, and I'll start climbing along the wall.
Okay. So what I'd like for you all to do is put yourself in basically your marching order at the entrance of this cave going into the fungus cavern.
For no reason whatsoever.
Which side are the footprints on?
Well, initially, they start here in the middle. And you do see that with your... Actually, you know what? Roll me another survival check, please.
That'll be a 26.
26. You can see that going this way... actually, let me switch maps here. 1 second. All right, so going this way, this path seems to be very heavily traveled. However, the bloody footprints go this way.
Okay, I let everyone know that.
And now you see, as you're moving that way, you actually only see the larger set of footprints here, and you see the 2 other ones move off this way through the fungus.
Can I make a nature check on the fungus to see if it's poisonous, just from a glance?
Make a nature check for me, please.
Oh, I don't have nature. Never mind. I was going to assist, but I've survived.
Dirty 20, and I haven't rolled my emboldening die.
Okay. So the good majority of the fungus, like mostly towards the middle and going to this area, seems pretty innocuous. It seems like actual like food, like edible mushrooms and fungus that you can see. However, on the edges here, you begin to actually notice, almost hidden amongst the regular edible fungi, these very large purplish fungus with these tendrils that are just kind of like hidden amongst the regular fungus. And every now and then you see some of the tendrils very so slightly begin to move and then recede back into the regular fungus.
I let everyone know about this, and I go, it looks like the humanoids went to the right and the big dragon man went to the left. I kind of look at this room. DM, like, as an ambush hunter, this looks like a pretty good room to ambush people in.
Oh yes, without a doubt.
I go, if I were a betting frog, which I am, not really, I don't know. I'm gonna bet
It's
if
an
they're
addiction. I have a problem.
if they're hiding, Mondath and the other one are behind that stalagmite. And I bet the dragon man is probably up on that ridge ready to cast spells down. If they are ambushing us.
Alright, I'll keep looking up as we go in, I guess. I
was
don't know what
wondering
else
if
to
you got
do.
any extra fireballs? Just clear the damn room.
Well,
I do, actually. If you really want me to, I
I
can.
don't know if they're waiting somewhere else. We've wasted them, but get all of that stuff out of there and just be a good.
You want me to? I'll go first for a
Ladies,
second.
ladies first.
If you're able to, Basha, go forth.
Alright, I'm gonna step up to where
Let's
Vincent
clear
is and be
out.
like, yeah, Gorp, I'll get back here.
Okay.
I'm gonna temporarily stand in Vincent's square, just kind of reaching past Vincent, and then I'll step back. But I'm going to cast Fireball to a central point as close to... I'm sorry, I can't use the pointer thing, but basically, like, near the stalagmite, but also I want to make sure I'm getting as much of that fungus as possible without hitting us, so I feel like that's probably the best spot.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you put it somewhere in there, that shouldn't be a problem.
Yep, so I'm gonna
It'll just
cast
warm your cockles, whatever those are.
Cockles of my heart.
All right.
That is 31 fire damage, and for a dex saving, it's dex 15 for if anybody is in there.
Okay. Give me a second.
Sure.
All right.
ambush via fireball. Like prepared
God,
with their
if
machine
that
guns,
worked,
and you
I'd be
just
so
drop a
happy.
fucking bomb.
All right. Well, roll damage for me.
No, that was it. Hold on, what was it? It was
Third, was it?
I'm looking it up. Hold
Oh,
on,
I
gotta find
apologize.
where I put my chat box thing. Hold on,
Let me see if
I
I
moved it.
I
It is
see 31.
31.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So 31. So the fungus has a dexterity of 1.
Oh.
So that's -5. I am going to roll just for shits and giggles to see if any of these fungus survive. So let's see. All right. So we've got 2, 4, we've got 6 of them. All right. So first roll. Yeah, that's a failure. 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 Just come on. Just give me one. Just give me one. Failure. One more. That was a -1 on that last one. So they all fail. And you watch as all of the fungus, even the edible ones, just begin to sizzle as this explosion happens. And you can hear almost this kind of like shrieking noise. Like, it's like a mixture of air being released from something, but also some kind of strange, deranged vocal cords. But in addition to them, what was the dex saving throw? What was the DC on that?
15.
15. It's 1 success and a failure. You do also hear a and then you hear another oh, and then after a moment, fuck.
Oh yeah, no, it's time to rush in and fight.
So
Yeah.
so
Do I have enough time to back? Do I have enough time to back up or no? Like to get back to where I was.
all right, so I'll put it to you this way. So the fungus, all of the fungus in this room is now just burning. It is just, most of it is like smoldering as some, but the larger ones, which were these violet ones, are now burning. And
So
there is
there's
this
light.
and there is this foul stench coming off of them. Just foul, even fouler than those creatures that you just fought. It is just a nasty smell. It's not even, it's like rotting times 1,000. It is just disgusting. But you do see the body of a red-robed individual here. We're just going to kind of put him on his backside because he did. And then you see another one kind of behind the stalagmite, kind of like just kind of like holding himself as just like smoke is just coming off of his robes. So what we're gonna do is we're not gonna roll initiative at this point, but we're gonna go in order. So we're gonna go in order. So Basha, you've already cast your fireball, so that's what you needed to do. Gorple, what would you like to do? Gorple, you're gonna go, and then Vincent is gonna go. So Gorple, what would you like to do in this moment?
Or Vincent, you got this, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna dash forward because I'm pretty sure that this was an ambush and that dude's waiting upstairs.
Okay, so you rush forward, and yeah, you see the body, one of the bodies, and you see this other guy. He's beginning to kind of pull a sword out from his sheath as he sees you coming towards him, but he looks really hurt.
So I just dash across toward those stairs because I want to see if these guys are waiting for us to attack.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
That's only a 16.
16. You kind of look up and you look around. You don't see anybody, but you definitely see those large, bloody footprints continuing to move towards the entrance of this cave.
Okay, that's me. I dashed and moved, and I'll have Groin Seeker out, but I don't have any actions. I'm done.
Okay, Vincent, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna get a spell starting to charge in my hand while looking this guy directly in my eyes, and I'm just going to start walking towards him, and I'm going to say, "Now I know how I got into this cult. What about you? Wait, let me guess. You're a mediocre white man, hate your job, hate your wife. One day a beautiful woman half your age comes along and tells you you can be just as special as your mom always said you were. All you gotta do is put on this mask and some funky pajamas. Next thing you know, you're raiding villages, killing people, and wondering why your kids don't talk to you right back. Well, guess what? That's the same story for that dead guy on the floor over there, so I guess you're not that special. Now, where did they go?"
All right, make Jesus. Make an intimidation check for me, please.
16.
16. All right, and he's going to.
My wife delivered me a kitty,
I saw it's cute.
and she.
All right. He kind of looks at you, and his eyes go wide, and he kind of begins to back up slightly. And he goes, "We've been looking for you, Vincent. What the fuck are you doing?"
I'd start talking if I were you.
All right. It's not his turn yet, but he seems properly scared of you. All right. So Basha, so Amala, and then Drovar. So Amala, what do you want to do as you kind of see this happening?
I'm just gonna go and follow behind Gorple just in case.
Okay. So you kind of like are kind of running around these kind of shrieking, dying fungi that are just like the tops, the very tops of their mushroom caps are just ablaze, and they're just it's very disconcerting to say the least. As you don't see mouths, you don't see where this noise could be coming from. Possibly the multiple holes in it, but you don't know. But you keep running and you make your way over to where Gorple is, close to where Gorple is. Anything you'd like to do from there?
Can I roll perception to see if I see anything? And also, are we going like movement wise, or are we just doing like our regular movement?
Yeah, you do. At this point, yeah, you're doing your regular movement speed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Perception then.
All right. So yeah,
As she approaches, I go, "Hey, I see footprints ahead of the big guy," and I'll just kind of point when she like gets behind me.
Okay. So with Gorple's help, you can roll with advantage.
That's only a 17.
17. So as Gorple is kind of pointing this out to you, you absolutely see these large humanoid footprints, bloodied, making their way out towards the entrance of the cave. But with Gorple's help, you can also now begin to see that they are absolutely, those footprints go past the entrance. Like they go to the entrance and continue on from there. But to see what direction they're going, you have to get closer and go outside. But they definitely seem recent. All right, Drovar, what would you like to do?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just go right up to this guy who's like, all worried, and I just, basically I'm going to use the axe for non-lethal damage and just beat him unconscious.
All right, roll to hit.
We only got room for one traitor. Just put him down.
Roll to hit. He seems pretty beat the fuck up, but
go to sleep.
Right,
go to sleep.
13. I might have missed on that.
Yeah, 13 does miss, unfortunately. Even as hurt as he is, he sees you coming. He's like,
"Oh, 13s." I'm not used to hitting people.
I mean, you're within 30 of me, I think.
I'll throw a D4 in there just for the.
Yeah, you're just within 30 feet.
15?
15 does hit.
Okay.
Yes, Vincent.
I was just stretching.
I thought you were trying to say something.
14 damage, non-lethal.
14 damage. So you clonk him on the head, and he just like, he drops the sword and is now holding where you hit him in the head. He's not unconscious, and he's just wobbling on his feet, holding his head. He's still up.
Well, this is embarrassing.
Maybe give him a chance to answer some questions before we...
I'm not putting one of these guys behind us. These guys are nasty as hell in a fight. You pick up that sword, you're gonna lose your arm.
He just seems really, really in pain. He's also still smoldering from the fireball. All right, so at this point in time, and they're called dragon claws, Vincent. He's like, he's just kind of holding his head. He's like, what the fuck, Vincent? You're with us. What are you doing with them?
So I've decided I want to eat a dragon.
His eyes go wide, and he looks horrified. But he also looks like he doesn't realize 100% where he might be. Like he's taking a lot of damage. He's got 1 hit point.
Where'd the boss go?
He just kind of looks at you. He kind of looks at you. He's just like, you just said you're working with these people. I'm not going to tell you.
Alrighty then, and I'm just going to, can I do non-lethal damage to remove a leg with a spell?
I was going to ask a question too, but that's fine. You do that.
So, all right. So my first question is, what spell are you trying to use to do that?
I'd either use Firebolt or Acid Splash. I just want to remove a limb and keep him conscious, but do non-lethal damage.
All right. So this is what I'd like for you to do. I would like for you to roll me an Arcana check, please. First.
Anybody cool with me using one of those advantages?
You've got, you all have got plenty. So you have 1, 2,
23.
3, 4, 5. So you now have 4. But 23 is good. Okay. And now use whichever spell it is that you are going to try.
Cool. I'm just going to point Firebolt at his kneecap and try to blow off his knee.
Okay. So roll to attack.
19.
Definitely hits. And you really don't, at this point, you don't have to roll damage. Like I said, he's got 1 hit point. And so you just all watch in horror as Vincent just kind of points at his knee, and immediately this line of fire shoots out, and blows the knee completely off. The leg is not detached. The leg is still holding on by tendons and the barest amount of muscle. But where he would be bleeding out, the firebolt has also cauterized the wound. So he is now on the ground, screaming his lungs out, trying to grasp at a leg that is not whole anymore. And unfortunately, kind of bringing back memories of another broken, blown off leg. Vincent, I need you to roll me a d20, please.
One.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow. Time for the.
Yeah!
Yeah.
I love it! I fucking love it.
Turn into a potted plant. Turn into a potted plant. No, it's fine.
Please roll me a d100.
$34.
34.
I wonder if it's like Rule 34.
Uh-oh.
No. Okay. So as you kind of cast this fireball, you watch this dragon claw's leg just explode, and he's now on the ground screaming. You look down at your hand where you cast the spell from, and you feel this surge of arcane energy slowly building in your hand. But that's all you feel right now.
Wrong answer. I'd give the right answer quick because something's bottling up.
Oh, they're gone! They're fucking gone! We were supposed to ambush you! Try to slow you down! They're fucking gone!
Where were you going to meet them?
Was I supposed to meet them? Supposed to get another group? Fucking mercs over at Baldur's Gate! Ah, my fucking leg!
Do you guys have enough information?
So wait, they're going to Baldur's Gate, or these guys were supposed to go to Baldur's Gate?
It sounded like after they finished ambushing you, they were supposed to go to Baldur's Gate to get some mercs.
Where were they going?
I don't fucking know. We're supposed to get our orders in 2 or 3 days.
How?
My leg.
How are you going to get the orders?
Fucking talk in our heads, man. Magic.
Oh.
Oh my
Oh, I just figured out how you could be special. And I leave a dagger by his hand. You could be the only one here to choose how you die. And I'm gonna start walking out.
Okay.
Okay.
As you put the dagger down, he immediately grabs the dagger.
Oh, wow. Well, I was going to put you to sleep, but I guess not now. Alright, then never mind.
Hey, free dagger.
All
I
right.
keep moving.
Yeah. It's like, alright, I'm done.
Oh, torture? How amateur. You didn't use drugs and psychedelics to make this dude see shit? Amateurs.
Oh man.
I look at the group. So, did I pass the interview? Can I come with you guys?
You can come with us.
Sure.
Turns around, just kind of faces the wall. Yep.
Sounds like a thought.
All right. All right. So you begin leaving the fungus garden, which is now at this point the shrieking violets, as I'm going to call them now. I've pretty much stopped shrieking. It's more of a very deflated noise at this point, and they're now smoldering. The fire mostly gone out at this point.
I'm still like I've got the dagger and I just poke around. It's like any, they feed on corpses and stuff. Anything in here of note amidst the ash?
Actually no, you don't even have to make a check at this point. Things are so burned off. You don't see like anything of note. You start to figure that whatever was or whoever was killed in this area, they probably brought the bodies to the body dump, and that's kind of how they kind of kept everything.
Did these two schmoes have those little necklaces?
They did not have the necklaces, but they do have scimitars and very charred and burned red robes and masks.
I leave that stuff behind.
All right, so you begin making your way towards the entrance of the cave. And Gorpal and Mala, you two are kind of in the lead, and you absolutely can see these footprints. And as you get to the entrance and you kind of look around, you can see that these footprints continue moving off.
By the gate, can I kind of figure out what pace they're making?
Yeah, make a survival check for me.
I can assist you with that, so you have advantage.
Okay.
I will take, and since he's near me, I'll use my bond. That'll be a 16 plus. Nice, 4, dirty 20.
Nice. So as you're just kind of looking, it seems that as the owner of these footprints got outside of the entrance of the cave, you watch as the footprints begin to widen a lot, and you can tell very quickly that they began running, and they're moving at a very fast pace.
Are they alone? Because we do know Mondath was around with this half dragon.
You only see one set of footprints.
He's either carrying her or she left early and he's catching up.
That is fair. Well, he's moving. He's booking it. I could probably track him, and you guys all notice, like, if you look behind us, the amount of muck and weirdness we've walked through, we have not left a single footprint or trace of our steps.
I say we give him, start putting, we follow him for a little bit, see if we can get a sense of where they might be headed, if it's to a city or a town, like someplace they might be meeting up with other folk. If it's not Baldur's Gate, and if it's in a direction that, like, there's no civilization whatsoever, they could be going to another rendezvous, another place like this.
Yeah, I mean, we could track him. If he's running, we got a full night rest. We could probably run him. He's going to have to stop. I doubt he grabbed a lot of food. Maybe he grabbed some mushrooms. Let's chase him down, I think.
We'll give it we'll check. We'll see what we come up with. But yeah, let's get on his trail for a little while.
Okay. And we're up for a little bit of a jog.
Yeah.
Point of fact, and Basha's going to gesture to this floating disc behind her. We aren't running anywhere with this because it only moves as fast as it moves. So, like, I don't know what we should do. Also, one of them is probably definitely dead.
Well, we were hearing heartbeats before. Why don't you at least check that?
Right.
I'll check. Medicine check, too.
Okay,
I will assist.
All right. So, Basha, as you begin holding your head up to the damaged egg.
With an assist, I roll with advantage, correct?
Yes.
So that's a 21 medicine check.
All right. You kind of hold your ear up to this egg, and you hear... which is very different from the other two eggs, which you then go to inspect and hear.
Oh, it's still alive, but I think it is dying. Does not sound good.
And Mala's just gonna look at Vincent like, oh no.
Well, I don't think we've got any way to save the little whatever. We should, to be honest with this one, we should probably just, end this one.
Does your disc not keep pace with you moving, Basha?
Well, it moves behind me, but if I move more than 20 feet away from it, it, like, Well, it'll follow. It will follow.
How fast does it move? If we're at a kind of a trot, we don't have any horses.
I think it
It
just
took-
rubber bands you
Yeah, I
at
think it
20
just,
feet.
I think it'll probably follow, but like it won't last forever. This only lasts for an hour, so I will need to keep recasting it. So we have to stop so I can recast it.
Well, why don't we see how fast we can move now, and if we can get him within sight. There's a chance. Also, we can figure out where he's going by direction. We don't know exactly. Like, he's leaving the camp, but is he heading toward Greenest? Is he heading toward Baldur's Gate? We don't know that.
Yeah.
We might be able to get him, because if he goes onto a main trail, we'll lose it, but we'll at least know what main path he's taking.
All right, we'll give it. We'll definitely give it until the spell wears off, and then we got to decide. We got to decide what to do with these things, Gorp. I know you want to, do what you can for them, but they're gonna slow us down, and Basha can't use all of her magic to keep them, floating along behind us while we run after this guy.
In fairness, I won't use all my magic, but it will take 10 minutes. Just so you know, like
So we'll lose 10 minutes every hour. It's a loss.
And not to mention, we were going to keep these as hostages for negotiations. If they're not here to negotiate with, what's the use of these eggs?
Well, I have people, likely in Eltorial, any major city that will help us out and take care of them.
I understand you're saying that. The problem is, if we divert our attention to try to find a home for these things, we're gonna lose their trail.
And I guess, there's a bigger picture.
Let's follow until the spell fails, and then see if we get any information to tell us what we're doing. But we're gonna have to make a call.
I also have another idea.
Okay.
We might be able to move really quickly.
How?
Well, there's 3 drakes down in that pen, and I'm a beast master. I might be able to talk to them and get them to work for us. And then we could have mounts, and we'd be a lot quicker.
That is a good point.
And we just carry these eggs on the backs of the drakes?
It will follow me. The disc will follow me as long as we don't go over a pit. It's fine.
I'm just saying, I could try, but if you just want to run, I'm also okay with that. There are 3 drakes that are just kind of sitting there. I might be able to.
Those were young ones too, weren't they? They weren't as big as the ones that we fought. Are they big enough to carry anyone besides you?
Definitely can carry Gorpal and Drovar and probably Basha. Basha and Vincent. Amala is gonna have an issue. She's too big. Just based on the size that you saw. And there was only 3 of them.
We're not gonna cover any extra speed with, Amala's just gonna be, clanking behind us.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Then let's go. Let's go as far as we can, and we can decide when the disc fades what we do with the eggs.
DM, I know when I cast the spell as Basha, so when I know it's getting close to an hour, I'm definitely going to want to be by the eggs so that, like, they're not crashing to the ground when the spell fades. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be like, all right, the spell's going to end soon or whatever, and, like, let them know.
Okay.
So, like, in my head, I'm going to keep track, just so you're aware.
Yeah, you have, I would say at this point, you probably have maybe 35 to 40 minutes left on it.
Okay, cool. So, yeah.
Okay.
Let's take a solid run. Just fucking all-out run following these footsteps.
Okay.
I still only move 30 feet, but okay.
I'm slowest out of all of you.
I'm not much of a runner, but okay.
All right. So you begin following these tracks, which begin to turn to a northeast direction. Seemingly going out of the exit of this large area where up until recently was the campsite, and where you actually saw a number of those hunters bringing food and dead carcasses here to the caves. And so you begin following those steps and watching the weird dynamic of Basha's floating disc, as every 20 feet it would just and then she'd run and every 20 feet or so, but you begin moving at a brisk pace following these footprints in the dark, leading to who knows where. And that is where we're going to take our break. All right.
Yeah, into the darkness.
Into the darkness. Ooh, that's the name of this episode. Into the darkness.
Yeah.
All right, so we will be right back. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will see what craziness ensues. Stay with us. We'll see what happens. Hello, everyone, and we are back. You are all in pursuit of these large humanoid footprints. They're leading away about northeast away from the camp. And you are also towing behind you 3 dragon eggs, which I gotta say, just the visual alone making me laugh of the whole, as Gorple put it, the rubber banding of the floating disc.
Are there any like tall trees or any of those towers still intact?
Oh, those towers are still there.
I mean, as we're kind of running, can I leap up one and spyglass into the distance of where they are going to see if I can, like, I don't know how flat this ground is that we are running on, to like, if I can see a guy, you know, a mile or 2 away because it's a fucking spyglass.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to do that, that shouldn't be a problem.
Would you like just a perception check?
You have the spyglass. It is dark. Yeah, it'll be a straight roll.
Okay, I will guide myself. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So you as you kind of begin, the rest of your group is starting to kind of prepare themselves to make this trek. You climb up one of the guard towers, the one that's actually closest to this entrance / exit. And you climb up and you use the spyglass and you start to take a look. And you can see maybe about 200 feet out you actually see the beginnings of a tree line. For the most part, it looks like there aren't a lot of hazards or impediments to movement. It doesn't, at least from what you can see, it doesn't look. But there definitely is at about 200 feet. There is trees, a tree line that you would actually have to run into, which clearly whoever you're chasing has already made their way into this tree line because you cannot see anybody, any movement, at least of a humanoid, in the distance at this point. So your best guess is they've already made it into the tree line, but you also see that it seems like you could probably, if you are up to the task of this chase, you might be able to catch them.
All right, I will kind of power slide down this tower with the grit armor and just kind of like land at the base and go, he's definitely in the tree line and probably kept going. So, but he's big, so it might slow him down a little bit if he's going through all those trees. Like, it's the same reason you don't lead a horse.
Okay.
Well, let's give it a go.
All right. So, folks, congratulations. I think this is all of your first chase, official chase in one of my sessions. So, here we go. As this is happening, the first thing I need is I'm going to need you all to roll initiative. Let's start with initiative first, because this is basically going to give us our running order instead of our marching. All right. So, Basha, what'd you get?
20.
Nice. Gorple?
23.
Excellent. Vincent?
11.
11. Amala?
12.
Ooh, one better than 11. Drovar?
Drover lived up to the dwarves are natural sprinters malarkey, and I got a total of a 4.
Excellent.
Rovar, keep up!
Okay.
I'm faster than all you dumb slow toad people. I'm watching our back in case we're ambushed.
All right. So you're all moving at a brisk pace. So here's how this chase is going to work. You are running at, unless you tell me otherwise, you are running at full speed, chasing this individual in the direction that they're going. You can use your dash action equal to the number of your Constitution modifier, plus 3. So whatever your Constitution modifier is, add 3, and that's how many times you can use the dash action. Okay? And then, because you are exerting yourself the way you are, after you have expended all of your dash actions, you can continue to use the dash action, but after you do so, you're going to have to roll a Constitution saving throw to see if you start to get exhausted. Now, the individual that you're chasing is also going to be doing the same thing, but they've already got a head start on you. So we'll kind of take it from there. So with that, Basha, how many dash actions can you take?
So, you said it was con saving throw or just the regular con bonus?
Your con bonus plus 3.
So 5.
So 5? Okay. Gorple?
I can also do 5.
5.
Nice.
Vincent?
I'm sorry. Is it my con bonus?
Yeah,
or...
your con bonus.
Your con bonus plus 3.
Oh, then yeah, 5.
5. All right. Amala?
4.
4. And Drovar?
6.
Nice. Drovar's got all of you beat, man. Look at that. All right.
But he has such short legs, he has to have those 2 extra that way to keep up with us.
But he's also the fastest of us.
Yep. Alrighty. And so that means that individual that you're chasing.
I look like that little portrait of a painting that somebody did of a little dog, a dog with very short legs moving, and it's just like all these little 4 blurs under the body.
So that's them. Alrighty. So at this point, okay. So, and the other part of this also, just so you are, so you're all on the same page, is you're all moving pretty fast. So you're all not stealthy, and any perception checks that you're making during this chase will be a disadvantage because you are moving fast. All right. So let's start off with the first leg of this chase. So you're all making your way. You already know the direction they're going. Corporal's already given you your first leg of this chase, exactly where you need to go. So Basha, it is now. Actually, no. I'm sorry, Gorpal. You're first up. What would you like to do?
I'll dash hopping tree to tree with my 25 leap so I can go 50 feet.
Okay.
The real thing is, if I spot him within 600, I start taking bow shots.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. All right. So within 600. Gotcha. All right.
Would you like a perception disadvantage?
Not yet. Not yet. All right. So Gorpal, you're gonna use your dash and your movement and go 50. The first round. Okay. Alrighty, Basha.
I will also use my dash and my movement, so that is 60 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, and just this thing boomeranging behind me.
I wish it made that noise.
That'd be great.
But essentially, that's how it looks. It's like, thankfully, it's not actually like a whiplash motion. It is just a very smooth motion. As you get 20 feet ahead of it, it just very quickly tries to catch up with you, and it stopped.
Oh, sorry, DM. What time of day is it? Is it nighttime?
It's nighttime right now. Yeah.
Okay.
It's late in the evening. Because if you recall, you did wake up like around 10:30ish, 11 in the evening to go back into the tunnel. So it's late evening at this point.
I was just asking because I know I have dark vision because of the goggles, but they don't go far enough for me to get the furthest range on my furthest spell if I see him, if that makes sense, because I only have what I have in the goggles.
Right.
So I guess that's 60 feet, so it's not going to matter.
Gotcha.
Oh, since we're moving full speed, I have Lightbringer brightly lit. I'm a fucking beacon of light.
Okay.
I'm not running. I'm not hopping through the woods in the dark because I don't give a shit. And I'm the slowest.
Well, then in that case, similarly to Gorpal, then if he comes within 240 feet, I will cast a firebolt at him.
Okay, good to know.
It's my furthest range spell, so.
All right, within 240. All right, Amala.
All right, are we able to see him in front of us yet, or no?
No.
Okay. All right, then just my movement and dash, so 60 feet.
60, okay. All right, and... All right, so you're moving, you kind of move it, and all of you at this point, you're just kind of following this light that's moving from tree to tree. And you all know at this point, like, that's Gorpal, but it's weird. It looks like a giant firefly is just bouncing from tree to tree as you're all kind of moving forward. All right, Vincent.
I yell out to Basha, "How much more weight can that disc carry?"
It is at capacity.
Son of a bitch, there goes my plan. And I'm just going to run my 60.
Okay. Run your 60. All right. And then last but not least, Drovar.
All right, I got a speed of 35, so I will dash. I'm going to start trying to get ahead away from the light that, Gorpal is... I have survival as well, so if I start getting like a noticeable distance ahead, I'd actually take around to like give everybody a chance to catch up and see if I just can either like start coming up on him.
Okay.
When he doesn't realize that maybe if he looks back and he sees there's light behind him, I'm some distance ahead of that and maybe I can catch up to him before he's expecting something.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So
and with survival, I might be able to spot a change in the trail or him move, like, going, changing direction or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're moving 70 feet. So yes, you outtake Gorple by about 10 feet. As you're just kind of like, you bring up the rear, but you just pass by everybody.
And I've got the boots as well, so I'm bounding over stumps and stuff. I'm just going in a straight line, boing, right over things.
Oh yeah, it's pretty. It's almost like watching a humanoid flee, just boing, 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 boing. And then on top of that, you also have this giant firefly leaping from tree to tree. It's a little weird, but at this point in time, you're all kind of used to this. So all right. So at this point in time, I'd like everybody to make me a perception check at disadvantage, since you are moving so quickly. Gorple, what did you get?
Is this within 10 minutes, or is time weird because of Chase?
Time is a little weird with Chase. So I will say this first leg is about 20 minutes. It's been about 20 minutes. You've been running full sprint, and now it's time. Now you're kind of all slowing down just to kind of get your bearings and see, do we keep moving forward? Where do we go this time?
Yeah, I have a 15, but if people want, I can use an inspiration.
Actually, no. This is let's retcon that 15 for a second. Perception or survival, your choice.
I'm expert in perception.
Okay. All right, so Gorple, you said you got 15?
Correct.
All right. Basha?
6.
6. Amala?
18.
18. Vincent?
6.
6. And Drovar?
Also 18.
18. Okay. All right. So Gorple, Amala, and Drovar. You are kind of you're as you're running, you're kind of like looking for signs, looking for anything. Gorple, you still can see these very deep inset footprints just moving, and the stride is getting wider as it's moving. Amala and Drovar, you can also see not just the footprints, but you're also seeing signs of broken branches and just detritus that has just been pushed out of the way from some large individual just moving very quickly through this brush. Basha and Vincent, unfortunately, you're just kind of like, you're just trying to keep up. Basha, you're just concentrating on your disc, making sure that it's not hitting any barriers. It's still following you. It doesn't seem to be any issue. But Vincent, you're also just like, man, these guys are running everywhere. What's going on? It's just very different than what you're used to.
I have never had to run a day in my life.
All right, and so individual you're chasing moves theirs as well. Okay. And they are at okay. All right. So
question before we go into the next round. We've encountered these half dragons. We're pretty sure this is another one of these half dragons, right?
You think so, yeah.
Okay, having encountered them before, do we have an idea of what their actual average speed is? I mean, are we like, wait a minute, these things actually, if he's running flat out, even I can't catch him, or are we gonna catch him?
I will say, based on your experience with them thus far, that they seem to have, on average, most likely the same speed as an average humanoid. You're surprised that they can move actually as fast as they do, considering how large they are, but it doesn't seem extraordinary. It seems most likely average. But again, you've only had very brief interactions, and Amala actually has had the most interaction with them, as far as up close and personal fighting one. The other ones that you fought were kind of like in the dark and didn't get a lot of, but it seems average.
No, there was the blue one. There was the blue one outside the keep. We all jumped in on that guy.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, it seems about average. Nothing out of the ordinary.
I took that guy's head off. I should know how frustrating brother.
Alrighty. So with that, again, Gorpal, Amala, and Drovar, you do notice that he still seems to be moving at a northeastern pace. Doesn't seem to be deviating from the path that you're on. And as you're moving closer down this path, you are realizing that this seems to be some kind of, especially you, Gorpal, you seem that this is probably some kind of animal trail. So there isn't a lot of obstacles through this trail. It's either a hunting trail or an animal trail, but you're moving through it pretty swiftly without any issues. But you imagine that your prey is also not having those issues as well.
I go, it's a game trail, and it must be a trail he knows, because obviously he may not be able to go full speed if he didn't know it.
Yeah.
All right. Next round, Gorpal.
Dash.
All right. So another 50. Excellent. You're just kind of bounding from tree to tree with this light. And yeah, you can see that the trees are not getting any thicker or any lighter. They seem to be staying the way that, you know.
With like Groin Seeker on my back, I go, hey, I need your help. If you see anything, you let me know. I'm trying to find this fucking dragon. We're going to shoot him in the cloaca or whatever the fuck they have.
You promised me fucking orcs. I haven't seen any fucking orcs. Come on, man.
Well, if we see one, we can shoot him on the way. Let's keep going.
Fine.
All right. Basha.
I'm gonna dash and move again. That's it.
Okay.
It's a song. I don't know why. It just needed to be. This is like loopy Julia today. This is what y'all get.
No worries. All right. So yeah, you move another 60 feet. And again, Basha, Mala, Vincent, and Drovar, you are outpacing Gorpal as he's kind of moving, but not by far. Drovar is outpacing him the farthest by 20 feet. But the rest of you are kind of like, as Gorpal's moving, you're using his light to kind of move to where you need to get a little bit of head, and then kind of waiting for him to continue moving forward. Amala.
Amala.
Is she frozen?
I'm dead.
I think she's frozen.
She is.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no, we lost her.
Yep.
Super cute glasses though.
Indeed.
All right. Oh yeah, her internet went out. Yeah, she just.
No.
That sucks. Our internet went out yesterday too, so I feel her pain. All right. So.
Is she dashing?
And she's gone.
Oh.
All right. We'll figure it out. So hopefully she'll be back anyway. We're gonna say for the moment.
Oh, she texted. She is doing her dash.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Perfect. All right. So we're gonna move her another 60 feet. And all right. And then Vincent.
Just doing my dash, and I'm going to yell to Gorpal and Basha. Listen, if we get rid of the dead egg and I hop on this thing, my cat runs faster than any of us. I might be able to get a beat on where the guy is.
I begrudgingly go, fine.
In that case, instead of my dash, I want to push off the cracked egg and hop on the tensor's floating disc and let my cat start running. It has a speed of 40, so its dash action becomes 80.
Do you weigh more than 200 pounds? I know the answer is no, but I have to. Does your character weigh more than?
I explained this guy as being gaunt and looking slightly malnourished.
You're fine.
Okay.
I just had to make sure.
All
Because
right.
that's what's left is the weight is 200 now that you push the egg off. So
Okay. So as you as you push the egg off, you just watch it kind of like tip over, and as it hits the ground, where Gorple had plugged the holes, you see a few of them pop out, and now fluid just begins to pour out more freely from it, and it doesn't look like it's probably going to make it.
The world's better for this! As I just ride off on the disc, and I am going to go catatonic, as I look through the cat's eyes and sense through its senses, and it takes its 80-foot dash action.
Okay. So that's going to
Nice.
be 80 feet. What is its Constitution modifier?
0.
All right, so it can only do that for another 3 turns before it goes. It has to make exhaustion rolls, Constitution saving throws. All right,
Which is fine because I'm resting and therefore can start sprinting after.
yeah. And so Vincent, it's strange sitting on this disc. While it does move, it doesn't seem to have any inertia. Like the actual dragon eggs don't move. They don't kind of like wobble any. The disc just moves, and anything on it doesn't work within physics. It's just odd. But you're definitely more rested than the rest of your companions at this point, who are just at this point. All right, so that just again, last but not least, Drovar.
Another dash.
All right, another 70 feet. While Drovar is like doing, doing, just moving ahead of the whole group, just making that very interesting. Another 20 minutes have gone by at this point. Basha, you definitely feel that the magics of your disc are getting ready to drop.
okay, like I would stop before 10 minutes is up, and I'll be like, I have to redo this. I have to recast it. It's going to stop soon. I will let them all know.
Okay.
I just go back to like, leave him or bury him, but we gotta keep going or we're gonna lose him.
All right. Jane is contacting us. I'm letting her know to log in with her phone. Oh, wait, there she is. Yay, she's back.
Gorpa, let's bury them. Or I don't know if we have time, but you know.
Wait.
Okay. I mean, I'm the slowest. I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Hold on a second. It looks like she's back. Hey, she's back.
Jane is back.
I'm back.
Yeah. So you didn't miss much. You dashed. Vincent knocked off one of the eggs. And the one that was already in dire straits.
Yeah.
And he is now riding on the tensor's disc with the other 2 eggs.
Perfect.
And his cat is now running in his stead. By the way, does your cat have a name?
Yes, it does. Where is it?
You don't have to share it now if you want to share it in game. That's fine. I was just curious.
I've mentioned it a few times. It's Sari.
Sari. Okay.
Sorry.
All right, Sari.
Meowphistopheles just.
That was a lost opportunity. Meowphistopheles.
Yeah. All right. So Drovar, you just kind of bing, 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 make your way up in front of everybody. Another 20 minutes have gone by. You see Basha just kind of like motioning to everybody that, letting them know that the magic of the disc is about to fade. Are you going to instantly cast or are you going to ritually cast?
I don't think I have an instant cast left because I'm pretty sure I did a. Wait, hang on. Let me see how many of these I get.
Okay.
I think I can only do that feature once, so.
Oh yeah, if you didn't take it in your spell book,
I did a
like as a
replace.
member.
No, it's not that. Oh, you know what? Hold on, I did. Hold on. Duh, hang on. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I'll cast it at first level. I forgot that I have that option because I'm so used to just ritually casting it.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
I'll do that.
All right. So,
You don't have to stop.
Yeah. All right. So, Vincent, there is a very, very, very quick, brief instant where it feels like you're falling, and then you're not, and it just happens so quickly. You're not sure if it actually happened.
What's happening? Have I been left behind? Also, I can't hear you. I'm viewing things through my cat.
Then what's the point of even talking to you? Well, you're leaving me to do all the work. So I'm just like running ahead.
Alrighty. So then they move that much. And I need everybody to make another perception check, please.
I'm guessing I use my cat's perception,
Yes.
which means advantage.
So if we're dashing, though, we have disadvantage. So the cat's a normal roll, but the rest of us are disadvantage.
Everybody's at disadvantage because you are dashing. The cat would get advantage, so it'd be a straight roll for the cat.
Could I use an inspiration? Since we have
Sure.
a bunch of group. Cool.
Yeah, you have lots of inspirations at this point. You have lots. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 at this point.
Dope. Yeah.
So you gonna
That's
use
much-
one? Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, so that brings. All right. So Corporal, what'd you get?
17.
Nice. Basha.
11.
All right. Amala.
4.
Or Vincent.
My cat got 17.
17. Nice. Drovart.
11.
11. Okay. Yeah, this time, Gorple, you still have a pretty good sense of which way you need to go. He is now moving a little slightly towards the east, more east and northeast, and has slightly switched, but it is absolutely following this trail. So you realize, okay, he's not deviating from the trail; he's just following the trail. We should continue to go that way.
Yeah, I kind of shout that ahead to Drovar.
Okay.
He hasn't deviated from the trail.
On it.
Vincent, your kitty cat is able to see that actually doesn't see exactly what Gorple sees. However, does see the footprints, and there are black scales. Just a few that are basically have fallen around some of these footprints, and you can see that this is absolutely this half dragon that you're chasing. And it's time to go catch them.
All right, so it is the black half dragon. I'm seeing scales on the floor.
As you all turn,
goody.
And see Vincent kind of like cross-legged on the Tensor's floating disc, eyes completely white. He kind of like shouts it very loudly. He's not whispering or anything. And you kind of see the cat. The cat is actually past you, Drovar. The cat has made its way past you.
You fucking crap. Goddamn show.
Yeah, Drovar, Amala, you're kind of a little upset watching Vincent on the disc now while you're hoofing it, as it were.
I'm upset, and I'm the one who made it.
I think I'm more upset that I was the one that wasn't the one that pushed the egg off.
There you go.
Ah!
There you go. And Basha, you were concentrating on recasting your disc, so of course you were distracted at this point. But Drovar, you do see this cat kind of run ahead of you and just kind of like start looking around, and then Vincent shouts this out. He's like, "You would have caught that before the cat did."
I would have seen it.
But I will say, let's see, Gorple, Vincent. Gorple, the broken branches that you are now encountering definitely seem fresher. You are catching up, but you're unsure how soon.
Okay, I relay that. Drovar, keep sharp. We're a lot closer.
All right. So this is the last leg, folks. Gorple, you're gonna move. How are you moving?
I'll move. I'm gonna dash forward because I'm the slowest. So
Okay.
like even like me moving double, that's like as soon as Drovar, I'm like 10 feet behind Drovar, and then he fucking zooms away because I'm a slow boy.
Okay. All right. So 5, 10, 50. Okay. Basha. Continue.
Yep,
Continue
doing the same.
Okay.
Continuing
All right.
forward.
Amala.
All right, I think I'm on my third dash action.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. So all right. And so that's nonsense. Vincent. Your kitty cat is gonna continue at its 80 feet movement. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And that is the cat's second dash action.
Yep. Okay, we're at 2 for the kit. And then Drovar, another 70?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perception checks again. Disadvantage. Except for your cat, gets a straight roll. Gorple, what'd you get?
I only got a 14.
14. Basha?
It's all 6.
6. Okay. Mala.
9.
You guys are moving super fast. Vincent.
17 again.
Nice. Drovar.
Another 11.
11. Okay. All right. So a couple things happen. Vincent, you catch this first through your cat's eyes. But then Drovar almost immediately after you see it as well. Somewhere in the distance, Gorple, you're not entirely sure how far, but Vincent and Drovar, you actually have a pretty good idea because you're up ahead. Maybe about maybe 800 feet or so. I mean, you can see it through some of the trees. There is a flash of light.
Just a flash,
Just-
or like
Just a flash, like, and at first you're not sure. You're like, was that Gorple? But you see Gorple is behind you, but it's ahead of you, and it's about 800 feet ahead of you, and it's just a very quick, almost like somebody took a picture and it was a flash. But it encompasses many trees, and then almost as quickly as you see it, it's gone.
Do we all see that? Oh, he's the only one. Never mind.
Well, I mean, if Vincent and Drovar pointed out very quickly, you will catch like the kind of like the recession of the light.
did you see that cat?
I think that was teleportation or some sort of magic.
Can I roll Arcana even though I only caught the end of it?
Yeah, I would say Arcana at disadvantage. The cat says to you, Drovar.
Get a lot of help.
Yeah, it's a 10.
10. You're not sure. You'd have to get up closer, kind of see the source of where it came from to get a better idea.
Could be so many things.
All right. At this point, you can continue to move forward. You feel like this is probably not a chase anymore. So if you want to slow down, you can. But if you want to continue dashing to kind of get up there as quickly as you can, by all means. What would you like to do?
I will try one more dash
Okay.
to try to get closer, and then, like, once I'm close enough to try to see something, then I'm going to stop and wait for others to catch up.
Okay.
But I'll give it one more go.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah,
I'm gonna. Oh, you first.
Yeah, I'm dashing forward.
Okay.
I'm gonna have my cat dash along with Drovar.
Gotcha. Okay.
I will use my last dash before I become, exhausted.
Gotcha. How about you, Basha?
Yeah, I'll do my last one
Okay.
with everyone else.
All right. So you all
Second to last, but yeah.
So you all keep running, okay, and kind of moving towards that flash of light. And as you kind of get a little closer, Drovar, Warple, actually, all of you start to see this, but Drovar and Sari actually see this first. You begin to feel the ground harden under your feet as you're running. And as you look down, you can see what look like old broken cobblestones. It's still forest. There's still like brush and dirt and branches and roots everywhere. But now, every now and then, you see these cobblestones kind of sticking out of the ground. And it looks like you are possibly on some kind of old path that used to be paved at some point.
Okay.
And it definitely seems to be heading in the direction of that light.
Okay. I will not, subsequent turns, I'm not going to dash anymore. I'll still be running, but I'm going to, slow down to normal movement. I want to keep proceeding forward, but if other people are still dashing, give them a chance to catch up a little bit.
Okay. Does anybody want to keep dashing, or do you all want to just kind of like slow down and...
Yeah, I want to catch up to Drovar just
Yeah.
because I know I'm behind everyone by just a lot at this point.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy enough. You're able to catch up with Drovar. And you all start to see these cobblestones that are just kind of lining and littering the path. They're by no means, making an actual cobblestone path, but they're clearly at some point carved out stones that were placed together. You're not sure how old they are, how long they've been there.
With the light, does this kind of remind us of those ruins we found outside that orc cave where we met that horrible monster, maybe?
It's similar.
God.
It's similar, but you're just seeing like paving stones at this point, so you're not entirely sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's keep going toward that light. Keep our eyes peeled. I'll pull out the spyglass as I move forward, just to kind of get a better look.
Okay. So you start making your way closer to where that flash of light came from, and eventually you begin getting close. And now, in addition to the cobblestones that you're seeing on the path, you are also now starting to see what look like old broken stone walls every now and then. Like they don't even come up to your calf, Warple. Like they're just ruined. These are just ruined old walls. And you can absolutely see that nature has overtaken whatever these used to be. But now the cobblestone path is actually becoming a little more coherent, as it is now. There are more stones, and it is now becoming definitely more of a traversed path. Warple and Drovar, you can make survival checks for me, please.
I got 12.
12? 13? That's enough. You both begin to see that these large humanoid footprints, the blood has mostly been soaked into the earth during this chase. But you can still see slight indications of this blood on some of the stones. You also see that this path has been very, very well traveled within the last 24 hours by numerous individuals. And Rovar, you do see signs of a few coins on the ground. No more than 11 gold pieces. But there's definitely coins on this path as you are moving closer.
I think this was the treasure caravan. I think he's either still on the trail of it or he's reached it.
I guess the question comes is, do we move stealthily from here, or do we keep moving forward?
Well, I think we keep moving forward, but yeah, some sort of that light's whatever that light was, it can't be too far off. So I think we got to douse yours.
Lightbringer. And I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals just because it's not concentration. It lasts for 10 minutes. Because I imagine if a flash of lightning happened, a bunch of animals are like, "Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck!" And I'm hoping to maybe hear them be like, "Dragon man! Dragon man! Oh fuck! Oh fuck!" Like people, "Oh fuck!" You know.
Okay. So you cast Speak with Animals. Make me, since you're just using hearing and not your sight, just make me a straight perception check.
Natural 1, baby.
You hear the animals.
Please use an inspiration.
You hear the animals. Run! Run!
Okay, they're yelling "run," so that's good. That means that they're distressed.
Great.
Well, if we keep going, things might be whispering. Also, your cat has some really strong opinions, and I keep going.
All right, I will move forward because I got dark vision at least.
Okay.
And I can try to.
And Gorple, interestingly enough, you don't understand the cat.
Weird. How dare I don't understand this cat? I go, Groin Seeker, I need your sight because I can't see shit in this dark. Let's go.
Alright, there better be some fucking orcs in this dark fucking forest.
We can only hope. We can only hope.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So you continue making your way towards where this light was, moving stealthily. Regular.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody, make a stealth check for it, please.
I will guide Amala.
Never mind. No longer plus 10, Gorple.
No, it's only lasted an hour.
Yeah,
Oof,
that's gone.
rough.
Basha,
You said
Yeah.
You said this is rocky terrain.
it's starting to. It's still flattened, and there's not a lot of hazards, but it seems
For the purpose of my armor.
for the purpose.
Do I have advantage or not?
No, you would
Okay.
not. You would not.
Do you guys want me to use an inspiration if we have enough extra? Because I rolled shit. I rolled real bad.
You have 3 left. 3 group inspirations.
Maybe we should probably save them in case there's a fight.
No,
That's
fucking
fine.
hide.
DM,
Alright, fine, sure.
Yes.
should I roll with for my cat, or because I'm still just sitting on the disc vibing?
Yeah. No. You would roll. You would roll your stealth check as well, but roll for your cat also, because you're not moving. Like you're just kind of like get a. All right, so Vasha, what'd you get?
Using a group inspiration, 15.
15. All right. Gorple?
Much better.
Only a 29 because I don't have a plus 10.
Only a 29. You make me sad, Gorple. Make me sad. Vincent, what are you at?
Vincent only rolled a 12, and
Okay.
I got a fucking natural 2 at my cat for a 6.
Okay. Mala?
17.
17. And Drovar.
21.
Nice.
Got a natural 20.
Okay. So you all begin making your way very slowly towards this area. And again, now the path is becoming more cobblestone than forest. But there are still trees and bushes everywhere. The forest is by no means cleared out. But this path is definitely now becoming a stone traveled path. And as you're getting kind of closer to where you feel that this flash of light was, you begin hearing Vincent's cat hawking up a fur ball as it is ahead of you, and it's just and as it does, you see a fur ball just kind of hit the ground and actually begin eating through one of the stones very, very slightly. And then it just kind of turns around and just kind of looks at all of you and just...
Damn cat.
It seems like it's judging all of you. But you get close to this area. I will say... Actually, yeah. I need... Yeah, actually, everybody roll me a perception check.
Still at disadvantage?
Actually, I will say no. This is a straight roll, and I'll explain why in a moment. Basha,
20.
20. Gorple,
I'm so distracted by this cat. I rolled a 3, so that's only an 11.
11. Okay. Vincent, this would be for your. If you're still looking through your cat, it's just your cat's roll.
18.
18. Amala.
9. I'm very distracted by that cat's fur ball eating through a rock.
Okay.
And I guess if it matters, my passive is an 18.
18. Okay. And Drovar.
17.
17. Okay. So as you're kind of moving into this area, you begin to see that you are coming into what is absolutely a ruin of some sort. And there are no trees and no canopy. So the moonlight that's coming down is kind of giving a very clear view of this ruin. And it's mostly overtaken by the forest. There are very much vines and roots kind of breaking through stone walls. Clearly there was some kind of structure, maybe a number of structures, it's hard to tell. But there are many stone walkways, broken stone walls, and Vincent, Basha, and Drovar, as you're kind of getting closer in, and Vincent specifically through your cat, as you're kind of inspecting where the cat kind of hawked up this acidic hairball, it's actually on something. It seems to be drawn on stone. And it looks circular. It looks like it's fading. Basha, please make me an Arcana check.
Yeah, I was about to say, Damn, that's a 13.
13.
Use that advantage.
Vincent, you can also roll an Arcana check.
Wait, what advantage?
We have inspiration. You should use it. This seems important.
Okay.
You have
It is
2 more.
important.
I will use one.
Okay.
Do you want to use one then? I don't want to use one if you're using one.
Oh, then you use one. You've probably got a higher Arcana than me.
I have a +7. Let me look.
Yeah, you use it.
Damn, no, that's a 10, so it was better the first time.
10? Okay. So what did you get, Vincent?
6.
6, and Basha, you got a 10?
13. No, 13 was my higher out of the two.
Okay, so you got a 13. All right, that's actually enough. So something seems like it was drawn. A very, very large circle. And as you're watching and you're seeing this, it looks like the lines are starting to kind of fade, burn off. And Basha, you kind of lean down and you kind of put your hand on it and your finger on it instinctively, and you can see that it's chalk. And as you're kind of looking at your finger, the chalk, which is on your finger, begins to just kind of dissipate off your hand. And as you're starting to look, you're starting to see runes also written in chalk that are starting to disappear. But unfortunately, with both those rolls, you're not 100% sure what that means. But this seems to be where that flash of light came.
DM, I just realized I have an ability that would let me re-roll this. Is it too late for me to spend the sorcery point to do it?
No, if you have a sorcery point to do it. Go ahead.
Ugh. 7.
Man, we are not doing it tonight. There
Yeah.
was chalk here.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Now,
Okay,
Basha,
my-
with your role, Basha, you would definitely know that that chalk, especially chalk that you kind of like got in your hands and you took a look at before it disappeared. You do know that that's a component in a number of different spells. So it's clear to you that some kind of arcane spell happened here. Unfortunately, you're just not sure which one. It could be a number of different spells that use chalk.
Yeah, I'm like rubbing my fingers together. And I'm like, magic was done here, but what kind?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What are us non-magic people? Can we roll and see if we get lucky enough?
my grasping at straws here is that because Strovar's got dark vision, he can kind of like go around the edges looking to see like how big was this circle and are there any shapes that he can kind of come back. It's like, all right, it looked like a snake eating its own face and it squiggle.
I will say this: as you're trying to determine like what these sigils and runes look like, they're burning off very quickly. So you're not getting it's very. I will say for you, Drovar, make a perception check at disadvantage because you're trying as you're looking at it, they're disappearing.
Right.
Can I tell if any of these runes are draconic or infernal?
I will say for you, Arcana check at disadvantage. Drovar, what'd you get?
Natural one.
Natural one. Yeah, like you think one really weirdly looked like a dick and balls. Like you like
Hey,
really would they draw
that was
that?
what?
What?
It was
No,
right
really?
here.
Um,
I swear.
but outside of that, like they're just burning off way too fast. Amala, like you're just like you get up to like you're trying to see and they're just like disappearing. It's almost as if the chalk is just like kind of raising and then just disappearing into the wind. But what you do all find is that there are some more coins. There's a few silver coins, there's a few copper, a few gold pieces. Within the circle itself seems to be at least a 40-foot diameter. It is big. And there definitely was a rune in the middle, and that was bigger than the rest. And that was one of the first ones that just disappeared as quickly as you kind of saw it. Gwarple, with your passive perception, you can see that a good number of people, you can't tell exactly how many, but a lot of people stood in this circle at some point.
Okay.
And then, but their tracks stop in this circle.
Yeah. I'll ignite Lightbringer away from the group, and I will just kind of search around the area for any clues or ideas of where they may have went. Also, if any tracks kept going, just in case, like, you know.
I will say the most recent set of tracks that you can actually see within the circle, what's left of this circle, were those footprints that you were just chasing. They seem to be the freshest.
And in our kind of like a long run, where are we headed toward in the world? Like I know we only moved probably a few miles, but
Yeah.
like, what direction are we heading? Are we heading in the direction of Enteriel or Baldur's Gate?
No, you are as far away from Baldur's Gate at this point that you can be. Baldur's Gate is on the west coast of the actual coast. You were east, very east of Baldur's Gate, and then you started going north and then northeast. You seem to be headed towards the eastern part of Farron at this point. But you only made it a mile or two.
Yeah.
It goes very far.
So like it's probably from here. Would it be easier to head toward like Elturil or back to Greenest? Like what's from where we are?
I would say again with your experience, it would probably be best for you, easier and simpler for you to start making your way to Elturil than Greenest. Greenest would be kind of backtracking the way you went. Getting to Elturil, you probably instead of going northeast, you'd have to go northwest.
Okay. So I kind of like look around and I'm like, there's no tracks leading away from here. So I think, remember how they talked about teleportation? This.
Yeah, I think they brought everything here, and we were wondering how they were getting it out, and this is it.
Yeah, probably. I guess that would make sense.
Why here as opposed? I mean, if they could have done something like this, why here and not in the cave? Why'd they have to come all the way over here?
Well, why don't we search these ruins? They might have significance. Remember, this area was like littered with like old dragon stuff. I think Amala told us a few days ago.
Yeah, Basha, have you, out here, you ever heard any legends about towns that got wiped out and stuff? I mean, Phandelver got wiped out once before. There's things like that.
Can I do a history check?
I will say
Or something.
history or arcana.
Oh, we're going with Arcana, higher numbers. That's a 19 this time. Slightly better than usual.
All right, 19. Considering what Amala had said to you a few days ago about, out here that there were many dragons hundreds of years ago, possibly, in these areas, it kind of starts piquing your interest, and you start kind of like going through your memories of classes about dragons and such. And there's not really a lot that you could kind of glean. And then your hip starts to feel really cold, and you look down, and hanging from your kind of leather spellbook holster, you can see that your spellbook has a layer of frost on it, and there's just steam, like cold steam, rising from it.
I'm gonna pick it up and be like, Jan, do you have something to add to this conversation?
What doesn't he?
I'm listening. I don't have anything to add. I feel really good. Like I don't know how to. It's very strange. Like as we got closer to the person you are chasing, feel really good.
He says he feels very good. Like the closer we got to the person we were chasing, or like this area maybe? Strange. Why?
I mean, Basha, can't you like see magic sometimes?
Yes, I can detect magic. I will sit here and do that.
Okay.
While you do that, I'll kind of be like, I guess Drovar, you want to join me? Let's kind of search around this area. We might be able to find some clues.
Yeah, maybe we're in
Can I do a history check?
Well, you just kind of you did just a few moments ago, right?
No, Basha did.
I did an Arcana check.
Basha, yeah.
I don't think anyone.
I was just referring to when Amala told us like a few adventures ago
sorry, okay.
about how these lands are ruined with like old dragons. So that's why I'm saying like
Gotcha.
this might be a place of importance.
My bad. So yeah, Amala, you can roll I would say you can roll a history check. And anybody who wants to check around, please make me an investigation check.
I will take the 10 minutes to detect magic.
Okay.
Drovar got a 6 on investigation.
I'll guide myself.
All right.
So it looked like the die landed on nat 20, but the roll at the bottom tells me it's a 2.
All right. So I will say roll again. That sounds
okay. Thank you.
That sounds like a virtually cocked die.
I didn't even know that was
It
possible
always
until
happens.
today.
That's a 16 for history.
16. Okay. So Molly got 16. Drovar, you say you got
A 6.
a 6.
17 with guidance.
17. Vincent?
14.
14. Okay. All right. So Drovar, Gorple, and Vincent, you begin kind of spreading out, not getting too far from each other, but kind of looking throughout these ruins. Vincent, you really don't find anything much. Again, you can see the coins that are kind of like spread around here. And by the way, if you take if the three of you take a moment to kind of start scooping up the coins as you see them, you do find 33 pieces of gold, 33 gold pieces, 12 silver pieces, and 68 copper pieces.
Okay. You can add the 11 gold that I picked up off the road.
Okay.
As well to that.
Are you giving this to me eventually? Because
Yeah,
I'll just do
it's like,
saying that
here
the
you go.
party gold. Yeah.
Vincent is just following whoever's giving the gold away.
Okay. But Vincent and Gorple, in addition to kind of the gold pieces that you're seeing, you're looking at these ruins, and you're getting the impression that this was not a number of buildings. This was a very, very singular, large structure of some sort. It's hard to tell, based on the actual foliage and nature kind of overtaking this area. But this was definitely a large singular structure rather than multiple structures. What you're seeing, what made you think initially that it was multiple structures, are what possibly were multiple rooms on the ground floor of whatever the structure was. But it's been here for a very long time, so there's not much of anything other than the most recent things that you can find here.
Can I find any burrowing animals in the area?
Make a survival check for me. Amala, what'd you get on your history check?
On history, I got a 16.
16. Okay. Gorple, what'd you get on your?
Natural 20 for 25.
Okay. So Amala, you definitely you're not sure exactly which dragons, if any, could be in this area. You would probably need access. You'd probably need access to some kind of research notes or materials about this area specifically. You just know kind of like general information. So unfortunately, there's not much that you can glean from this area, other than the only thing I would say that you can probably glean is this was not a structure of draconic make at all. This definitely seems other than draconic, but you're not entirely sure what.
Okie doke.
Okay. Gorple, as you're just kind of like moving around and now specifically looking for kind of like a burrowing animal, you do see what looks like a covered hole, kind of in the corner of one of these, what looks like these old stone walls. You kind of uncover it and kind of hear some chittering coming from underneath. And with your speak with animals still up, that chittering does translate to,
"Hey, close that fucking door! Close it! Close it!"
Okay. I pull out some of the rations and I begin like breaking off crumbs like toward the entrance.
Mhm.
And I go, "Hey, little guys, I kind of need your help, and I'll give you some food if you come talk to me."
There's a pause, and then you hear, and you slowly begin to see a nose, and then a head begins to peek out, and you see this gopher just kind of like,
I'll put down a nice big crumb in front of him and like hold the other like hardtack in my hand. That's yours.
kind of looks down at it, tastes it,
All right.
and then, all right, talk.
Is there a underground area beneath here that humanoids go through or travel through beneath these ruins?
Nope, just my house.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much. I'm just trying to see if there's anything beneath here. Okay,
Nope,
I'll give him
there's bunch
big
of
crumb.
big people here a while ago, and
and I'll break off some more crumbs for him.
Goes over, just grabs it, eats it, kind of staring at you the whole time. He's like,
yeah, another big scaly guy person right before you, big flash of light, with smaller person.
All right. And I'll toss him a few more. I'll like break off a nice chunk, leave it at the front of his cave, and I go, rest up, buddy, and I'll head back to the group.
All right. Next time, knock.
Grabs the rest of the food and it just burrows back in the hole, and then you see a small little gopher arm grab some like old leaves and stuff and just kind of start pulling it over the top of the hole until it's completely covered again.
I'll kind of head back to the group. Yeah, there aren't any underground like tunnels or ruins that they like teleported down to.
Basha.
So that just
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yes.
Amala, go ahead. Amala.
Sorry.
so that means that they just teleported away.
Yeah, but that's better. That's better than knowing that they're not like right below us waiting. You know.
You see, I think I know where we are. This is the ruins, the ancient headquarters of the Wizard Mafia. It's some sort of magic place.
Well, I'll tell you in a second. As I finish the spell.
So you
I
finished
get
it.
five gold. I get 5 gold out of the party fund if I'm right. Just
Oh my god. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Well, this place is definitely not draconic in any way, shape, or form.
I'll bet it's netherese, I say.
So, Basha, as you begin casting your detect magic spell, which normally takes about 10 minutes for you to cast, Jan is very, very cold in your hands, but the cold is not hurting you in any way. It's not discomforting. There's no discomfort to it. It's just very, very cold. And as you're casting, it takes you a moment, but you realize that your somatic movements, your verbal, they're all getting faster. And you actually complete the detect magic spell in 5 minutes rather than 10.
Oh, that's weird.
And as you do
Wow.
it, and your eyes flash, and Jan's eyes flash, immediately you see this place is bathed in magic. Specifically, you see these 2 massive lines of pure magic that are intersecting over where this circle is. In addition to obviously yours and your companion's magical items, you can see those kind of lines. But the ruin walls, they just kind of there seems to be like a slight magical aura that is just kind of like fading off consistently. But these lines, they are like thick power line cable sized magic, just pure magic.
Okay.
And they're radiating. Normally you can see kind of magic in colors based on the type of magic, whether it's transmutation, evocation, that kind of thing. These are radiating a gold color, which you have never seen before.
Oh, this is weird. Oh, I've never seen this before. Wow.
Saying what?
A
They're
good or
like-
bad way.
Oh, there's these, like, this big, and I, like, motion how big the lines are. Like, just lines of magic here and here, and they intersect, and they're golden. They're glowing golden. It's, like, beautiful, but also very strange. Also, I cast this spell in half the time. Did anyone notice? Did anyone? Anyone notice?
Yeah, you started talking earlier. I was afraid there was a problem.
I don't know
You weren't
anything
able
about
to pull it
magic.
off.
I mean, can you identify what it is?
I've never seen this before in my life, and I have no idea what type of magic it is.
What about your book? Does he know?
Jan, do you know what this is? I'm gonna instantly cast Identify rather than wait to see if he knows.
Okay, so you ask and then immediately cast the spell, and as you do, again, your eyes flash, Jan's eyes flash, and you hear Jan.
I never thought I would see this. This is very rare, Joe. This is an intersection of magical ley lines. They are lines of magic. This is where magic comes from. it comes from the world, but I never thought ever that I would see something as beautiful as this.
Bosch is like crying too, like happy tears, like she's like, it's so beautiful. You're right, Jan. It is beautiful.
All right.
And none of you see this, so Bosch
I'm
is
gonna
just staring at the ground, like
walk.
crying.
I'm gonna walk where she gestured. Do I get like weird feelings?
Basha, as Gorpal walks to where you're kind of gesturing, you watch as the magic of the golden magic of these ley lines begin to kind of encompass Gorpal, because he's standing right over the actual intersection at this point. And it doesn't seem to be affecting him at all, except for his hunter's livery, which now seems to be sucking in some of this energy. And you can see it. Like, you can see the magic at because the magic is just like, it's kind of like coming up in waves, like just going into the air. And then as Gorpal's just standing there, you're just watching some of this energy just goes, and is just now almost like a river of magic being sucked into the gem.
Gorpal, your gem, it's eating the magic. Not like all of it, but like a lot of it.
I mean, that's good because it was leaking. You said.
Yeah, that's probably replenishing itself. Wait! That's why they needed this spot. That's the answer, because if it is teleportation like we're thinking, they needed this spot because there's so much power here. My spell only took 5 minutes, right? It went faster. Your gem is like eating tons of magic and it's not even putting a dent in it. That's why, because they needed this in order to transport all the stuff. Although he said there was only 2, right? I don't know.
Who says they didn't do it more than once? I mean, they couldn't have brought all that. It looks like they put all the money in there, and just they didn't have to transport it far. They just got it to here and sent it off.
Or they're transporting it like really far, or like to another plane, or something that required a lot of magic. Anyway, there's a lot of theories, but that's my working theory. Why they needed this spot and they couldn't just do it in the cave, because it's like free magic. It's like it superpowers your spells. Wait, I want to carry Jan to the center, and I'm gonna walk with Jan, my spellbook, right to the center of the ley lines also.
Okay, so you walk over to the center with Jan, and now you and Gorpal are just kind of like standing over this intersection, and you look, and Jan begins to feel colder.
Oh.
And it's not your spellbook isn't absorbing magic the way Gorpal's gem is. Like, it's just getting colder as the magic is kind of rushing past you and actually passing through your spellbook. The rest of you can see this cold steam just getting thicker and thicker, rising off of Basha's spellbook.
I rolled an Arcana just to say, because I had an idea, but it's like, okay, I think Drovar's got to have it. It wouldn't come up with it on his own, but he's recalling something that it, like when he was a kid, a dwarven wizard coming through talked about the weave, like, which is sort of, and he's like, just looks around. Oh, threads in the weave. That's what that old guy said. Does that make any sense here? Like, we're looking at 2 of them.
Does it?
GM. So Drovar, make an Arcana check at disadvantage.
Okay, I rolled a 19. I'll roll it again.
Okay.
That's a 15.
15. Okay. So yeah, you recall this wizard just kind of this passing through and talking about threads of the weave, and talking about where magic came from, and as you're kind of like relaying this to the group, Basha, you start remembering some of your classes, specifically about getting in touch with Arcane. And you recall that one of the older professors that basically, you're not sure if he's actually dead at this point, because literally, like, very wizened, old. Like when he walked into the classroom, you thought like that was the last time he was walking into the classroom. He would go into these stories about ley lines and the weave and where magic comes from, and then he would doze off, and then somebody would have to prod him, and then he'd wake up again and he'd continue where he left off. But a lot of the students just kind of like didn't pay attention. But you do recall that these lines are not perceptible even through detecting magic or what have you, unless they are in direct connection with each other, which is very, very rare. And with Drovar's help and with the role that you had, you start to put it together that this is one of those rare intersections of these lines.
Oh, I have to write the wizards about this. I have to tell them. This is incredible. Eben will want to see this.
I would like to try to walk to where they're talking about where these ley lines are and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And just try to start absorbing.
Okay.
Like, if he starts coming towards us, I'll like move out of the way to be like, here, and I'll like take his hand and I'll actually like pull him over. Like it's right here. This is where it is.
Okay. So Vincent, you begin. She kind of pulls you to where she's standing, and as you're standing there, you don't feel any different, and you begin kind of trying to concentrate on absorbing this magic. And so I'm gonna need you to roll me a wisdom check.
Three.
Basha, as you're looking at Vincent, he's kind of standing there, and he's like, at first he's just kind of standing there waiting to see if something happens. And then clearly whatever he's hoping would happen is not happening. And so you watch as he kind of like, it looks like he's starting to like make this concentration face. And all of a sudden you hear as he farts. Definitely concentrating a little too hard. But as he opens his eyes, only you see this because you still have your detect magic up. You just watch his eyes begin to continuously shift into these different draconic colors. Definitely draconic eyes, but at first they're red, and then they're blue, and then they're black, and then they're white, and then they're red, and then they're blue, black, and then they're white, and they just keep shifting consistently. Nobody else can see that. To everybody else, he just looks like he's standing there trying to shit himself.
Wow.
But unfortunately, Vincent, you feel it feels like a refreshing kind of feeling, like almost like you're the best way to put it would be you're kind of relaxing at a beach and the ocean kind of breeze, a very comfortable ocean breeze is kind of washing over you, which is very different than what you were just feeling. But that's about all that you feel.
Yeah, this magic isn't really doing anything for me.
Well, I mean...
Hey, your eyes. Do they do that all the time? I'm pointing at them. Do they change like that?
Only when I'm using spells.
Well, it's happening right now.
Is it?
Yes, don't you see it?
No, he's just blinking or staring awkwardly.
Oh, weird. Am I the only one who sees that? Wow, okay.
Yeah.
You're weird. I don't know if I like that.
Well, you talk
Also-
to a book all the time that apparently talks back to you, so I'm not really fazed by this.
That's fair.
Who
So-
also becomes like a head that floats
Oh
around
yeah,
sometimes.
oh yeah, he's still here as a head. Look, he's right over there. He's been here this whole time.
It's just,
Is there
it's
more
just
of them, or is
hovering
the
there.
head bigger, or any?
Oh yeah, does that? Oh,
The head is the same size. The only thing that's actually seems to be affected is the book.
The book, yeah.
I have an idea, which I would like to try with Basha's supervision.
Okay.
Which is, so before we saw the hunter's livery was violently shooting energy out. And now it's absorbing energy, so it might be a little bit more stable. That maybe I could try to get Teague out at least. I'm not going to try to fully go save Bochek, because that'd be crazy. But if we're here in this weird magic place, and it's absorbing energy in, it might be more stable.
Okay.
I got one question. Now, this is only because you were talking about colors. You said the colors here are gold, and you've never seen that before?
Mm-hmm.
What was the color? The stuff coming out of the gem, did it have a color?
Thinking back, DM, didn't it have a color? It was green,
It was green.
Yes, it was green.
All right, so what's going in isn't necessarily the same as what was coming out.
But true, yeah.
I'm just saying, yeah. I don't know something's happening, but it's not necessarily just replacing what it's losing. It's
Does
that's
it look like
you're putting something else in it.
Well, it's absorbing it. Does it look like stuff is still coming out while it's
Look
absorbing?
Like it's healed? Yeah, is the crack still there?
You do see wisps of green coming out, but there seems to be more golden energy being sucked in. Think like vacuum cleaner, like it's with the golden energy, and every now and then you see the green energy kind of wisping out.
I tell them this too if they can't see it.
I mean, I leave it up to you. I mean, honestly, I don't think we should really travel too much because I think we should probably take a rest tonight. It's dark. We've been running for like 2 hours.
Should we rest here? I know that sounds
about an hour and a half, yeah.
But we also just had some heavy fights, and
no, I'm fine if we want to get a rest here. I mean, I'm good.
Please,
we can set up here. And yeah, if you can try to get Teague out, I think that would be very helpful.
Yeah, also that means I can move a lot quicker, which is really my downside.
That's true. I will say that whatever you've been in there a couple of times, then we tried to go in and it was all different. I'm just saying, I would not be surprised if when you go in there this time, it's something totally different.
I'm gonna try to get in and out. I don't plan to stay in there. My goal is to see if I can rescue something out, because then maybe I could speak to it and learn about what it's been experiencing inside, but in the real world.
All right, before everyone does other things, help me get these eggs off of this disc for the night so that it doesn't suddenly fall and break.
Hey, are dragons do they eat magic?
I don't know. Do I know? I know.
Do I know?
Not that you know of.
I mean, if you put these things here, what's that gonna do with them?
Nothing. They'll just.
I mean,
they're dragon eggs.
Do you see them having any weird reactions with your magic sight?
Oh, I'm gonna look at them. I don't know.
There is a slight magical aura coming off of the eggs, and it's definitely black, but it doesn't seem to be the energy. Just seems to be passing through the eggs, much like it's passing through everyone else.
Maybe it'll be good for them, baby black dragon eggs. Maybe it will influence them for the better. Yes.
I will take one of the eggs down off of her disc.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Thank you. All right, now you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna sit here and talk to Jan and just bask in the magic a little longer.
Okay.
Okay. And I kind of sit down and I go, I hope this works.
All right.
And I'm going to try to do a snatch and grab.
Also, while Gorple's doing this, I'm going to meditate and talk with Bahamut to see if I can do anything to change these eggs.
Okay.
Yay, smart plan. Good plan.
All right, so
ask the expert.
So Gorple, I need a wisdom saving throw from you. And Amala, I need a wisdom check.
Because Amala's near me, do I get her paladin save bonus?
Yes.
There you go. There you go.
I'm on watch. Somebody has to be.
And I'm sorry, was that wisdom?
A wisdom check for Amala and a wisdom saving throw for Gorple.
Drova, you can watch me reading. How exciting!
No,
Amala, what's your bonus?
Make sure nobody's watching you reading.
My bonus, I believe. Hold on one second.
I think it's +4.
This is amazing.
Yes, my charisma's +4.
Oh, thank God, because that turns out to a 17.
Why the hell would anybody else?
Okay. So a couple of things happen. Basha, not Basha, Amala, what did you get for your wisdom check?
19.
19. Okay. So a couple of things happen. Gorple sits down, kind of crosses his legs, holds the gem in his hand, and as he does, you watch his eyes glaze over and his body become very, very still. And Gorple, you feel yourself.
Yeah, and I would have sat in my tub of water to kind of like submerge because that's like more where I feel comfortable.
Gotcha. Okay. So you just watch him, and he kind of sets his tub of water up, sits in his tub of water, does this, and immediately goes. And you feel yourself get yanked into the hunter's livery.
Vincent, if you're watching this, I'm like, he does this.
A lot.
Is he conscious?
No.
No, but he
Sort
likes
of.
me.
So,
Yeah.
could we eat one of the eggs?
No!
Not right now.
Basha, you watch as this kind of grayish energy leaves Gorple's body and is immediately sucked into the flow of this golden magical energy being sucked into the gem. And you can see just the barest, like almost like a small sliver of that gray energy, almost like a line from Gorple's body into the gem.
And I recognize this as kind of what happened to us, because we had a thread that
Yes.
came back. So I'm like, oh, so that was his soul. Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting.
And then you watch as the green energy, that very like wispy light green energy, begins to get stronger and start pushing the golden energy back. And you watch as this green energy just begins spewing forth from the crack in the gem. And the golden energy just goes back to what it was doing previously, just kind of rising into the air and dissipating. And you watch this green energy just begin shooting all over the place. None of you see this. Basha is the only one who sees it. And you just watch. It looks like this gem is vomiting out just green energy left and right. And then you watch as something else flies out of it. Something else flies out. Another and another. 6 of these kind of purplish, bluish, almost like eggs, kind of, but translucent, fly out amongst this green energy, and they just kind of disappear into the air. Amala, as you're just kind of sitting there trying to meditate, trying to specifically reach out to Bahamut, see if there's anything you can do, you start to feel warmer. And you just begin to open your eyes, and you just watch. You're looking at Basha. Basha's like staring very oddly at Gorple, and there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary other than Gorple just kind of like, completely catatonic and just sitting in the water. But she's staring at him, and her mouth is starting to like drop, and her jaw is starting to she's like surprised at something that she's seeing. And now you start to sweat. It's getting really warm, and now the rest of you are actually starting to feel very warm. And as you begin looking around, you all begin hearing the sounds of a jungle.
Oh no.
Which is odd because you were just listening to the sounds of a forest.
You're gonna get Jumanji.
Jumanji.
Who is
Jumanji.
gonna get?
and you begin kind of like hearing bugs just kind of flying around you. Just frogs, which were not there previously, and the trees are a little different. There's no more firs, or there's no more pine trees. These look like jungle trees. And Amala, as you are kind of focusing, still kind of trying to focus on this egg, you do hear a voice in the back of your mind.
Prepare yourself.
And that's where we're going to call it for the evening.
Ah!
How dare you?
Perfect. Magnificent.
All right. Good game, everybody. That was good. Sorry.
I have to know, is that a voice I've heard before or no?
Yeah, it sounded like Bahamut. It sounded like that voice that you've heard before, Bob. But it seemed more grave, like it was like warning you, like prepare yourself.
Perfect.
But you definitely you recognized the voice without any problems. It's a good game, everybody. That was a good session. I'm sorry we ran a little late. I wanted to make sure that we left off on another good cliffhanger.
I do have one other question.
Yes.
Are we going to end up with those like plants from Jumanji that like paralyze you? That they're the ones like I think they shoot like needles at you. Is that what they do?
I mean, the real truth is the dude in the cloak is that mustached hunter. That's the real truth.
Oh, can we get Robin Williams? I would love to have Robin Williams in this game.
There you are, boyo. All right. Good game, everybody. So, so we ran a little late. So thank you for bearing with us, everyone. Want to thank you to my players, my wonderful players. Thank you so much. Thank you to my wonderful my mods. Appreciate you so much. And want to do a few shout outs. So first, want to thank Choice93 for the follow. Choice93, you have 92 other choices, and you chose us as your 93rd. So thank you. We appreciate you for the follow. And also, once again, thank you, Unconventional Heroes, for resubbing for 12 months. Freaking awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And as we finish off for the evening, once again, just as a reminder, there will not be any D&D session stream tomorrow, where we normally would do our Wild Mount campaign. There will be no streaming for that. But I will be doing Friday Night Magic on Fridays, so join us for that and watch the frustration as the program doesn't work the way it's supposed to. But I still get to play with my friends, which is the important part. I bitch and moan about Arena, and I specifically know that they will never sponsor me for it, but that's not why I play it. I play it because I enjoy playing. So with that, we're going to end for the evening. We always try to raid off to someone who's not only supported us, but is deserving of support. So please, if you can, show them love that you've shown us this evening. And remember, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. We love you very much, and we'll see you next time. Take care.